Blast ahoy and good day once again to ye mateys! I be your strikingly engrossing and questionably gripping DM Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more of a thrill than winning the Bunta Eve Classic in a homemade pod racer to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove and my ongoing investigation of other gaming systems for some more teens in space! Space. Around me, I have my hearty crew, the captivating Kate O'Sullivan, the spellbinding Soteris, the compelling Malika Moon, and the absorbing Ardana. So, let's talk about these lovely folks. The absorbing Ardana has gone a little blurry.
Yes.
Oh no.
Salt Queen
She's
plays
absorbed
welcome.
too much. She's absorbed too much. She must... There you go.
Who the absolute heck are all of you wonderful individuals? Malika Moon, who the heck are you? I never start with you.
Well, when you had to start with me when I have a mouthful of crumbs. Good job.
Always.
Hello, I am Malika Moon. I sing, I dance, I act, I do all kinds of fun, creative things when I can summon the enthusiasm to leave my house. And I am here today to play some Teens in Space. My dear sweet salamander boy is about to go on the worst date in history.
First date in history, just to clarify.
The bit was the blow stop times.
I can't even say, well, it might not be the worst because the worst would mean that someone dies because I don't know what's going to happen. So
I can't guarantee
we'll
that no
see.
one will.
Yeah.
Yep.
we may not all make it out of it alive, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Hey, creepy. Good to see you, my dear. Ardana, who the heck are you?
Hi, I am Ardana, or Joe. I am the GM and channel runner over at The Lorite. And today I will be playing Spot, the outwardly friendly and rules-abiding medic, but inwardly probably the cause of most problems this poor crew has to put up with.
Nonsense.
Yeah, also technically the boss lady now.
Technically the boss lady, and she has no idea what the hell to do with that.
That's what they look.
You gave a trickster unlimited power
In the living space.
No. Largely limited. Very much limited.
Trickster, and also tiny.
Hey, who the heck are you?
Hi, I am Kate, or O'Sullivan Kate. I do silly things, both in person and on the internet. I am playing Mandy, the ridiculous tiny blob of ooze that just wants to be all the shapes. Which is why in basically everything I post about this game, I just go, what shape will I be tonight? Because that's the question. Last week, it was a membrane speaker, so God knows where we're going this week. So long as it's
Also,
not food.
Why did I get absorbing and not Kate?
Right? No, because I'm not absorbing. Mandy is absorbing. I can't have the
Fair.
same, like...
Yeah. If you want the reason why, I was trying to match up your
Sounds?
the first letter of your name with it. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. So I went with the C for Kate. There was no synonyms for interesting that begin with an M that I could think of. So Malika just had to deal with just a word that I thought was good. Darius, who the heck are you?
Hi, I am Soteris, your friendly neighborhood ferret. I
Said with a question mark at the end.
Yes.
Yes, ferret. Am I a ferret? Maybe I'm not.
Today?
I definitely am. But yes, I'm Soteris, your friendly neighborhood ferret. You can find me popping up all over the internet where TTRPGs are had. Most notably over on Ardana's channel from time to time, and sometimes over on a microbiologist, and of course here. I don't stream myself just yet, but soon I will, sort of.
Nice.
Let's just say soon, mice.
I love that. I want no further clarification. I think from now on, it's just like, you don't even need to say, I don't stream myself, but soon mice. I think just say, soon mice.
It's okay, Josh. I'll spell her name. I'll spell their name correctly in the chat. It's fine.
Oh, great.
Maybe you should just change it to ferret.
Ferret. Exclamation mark ferret.
Yeah,
Feels appropriate.
because I can spell that easily.
I found
It's got the same. It's got the same problem. It's
a
still
double
double
fucking
R.
R. Yes.
I found
5e
this
Changeling,
amazing
hi,
thing.
how are you? Crisp and Crunch, good to see you, buddy. And Mesdames, Monsieur, Dame Underherren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG games with my lovely wife Karen, the mother of bunnies, and I spell my friends' names wrong. Today we are doing Teens in Space, but that's not all we do here. On Thursday evening we will be having some more Humblewood. The, I believe, penultimate episode of this season of Humblewood. The gang has managed to put the mountain to sleep, and now they're going to climb it. Yay, Josh, the very favourite pirate in this creepy household. Ah, bless your little cotton
Adorable.
socks. And the cotton socks of your small child as well. Yeah, sorry, Adana, I cut you off completely. What were you saying earlier? You had a thing you were expressing. but,
I just remembered a thing I gave to my mom a few years ago, which is basically a wine bottle holder the shape of a clawfoot bath.
Ooh.
Because she's always wanted a clawfoot bath, but there's no way they can fit that one in their bathroom.
And it's really
So
hard to
I gave
find
her
a wine
tiny
bottle large
one.
enough to fit into the...
Yeah. So I found one that's about this size, and I was like, if Darius gets one of those for his mice, you can put it in the hot tub section.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
They're desert mice. They're hopping mice. I'm not sure that would work unless I filled
might
it
not
with like
continue.
sand.
little pieces of carrot, perhaps.
Could you make them tiny high heels? And give them a little pole as well?
Have you seen their little feet? Their little paw feet?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they look like little kangaroos.
Yeah.
I don't know how high heels would work, but I might be able to get fishnets on their little legs. How about that?
I think the
Yes.
answer is both, Crispin. The answer is
Yes.
both. All of the above. All of the above.
Got the plane ride. Look, yeah,
No.
Changeling, it's a thing.
The small town creepy. They're Spinifex hopping mice. They're an Australian native mouse.
Yes. Yeah, almost exactly like Moadib. Not quite as well animated though. Yes, it's a very pretty place, Changeling. I also quite enjoy plane rides. So it wasn't a problem for me. Yeah, so what are we doing? Where are we? Who are we? What are we up to this week? What happened last week? Guys, I must remind our fascinating, riveting, and possibly even enthralling audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. It depends where in the world you are starting out from, Changeling. We have all the exclamation mark socials. It's rarely a 24-hour trip. Depends how many stops you have to do. Yeah, if you only to get a single stopover, you can get to the UK in like 20. Hey, Rival Jacks, good to see you, buddy. We have the exclamation mark YouTube if you want to check out all the episodes you may have missed, and which we recently topped, as in like last week, 100 subscribers. Calm the fuck down. Yeah, we're now at the mighty 101. We're all close. Ohio. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not super far.
You can get there in, like, depending on whether you fly out of, which airport you fly out of in the States, you can definitely get here in less than 20 hours, she says, having done that, but I'm not going to indicate from where because of other people's reasons. But yeah, you can definitely get here in faster than that.
Yes.
Hello, Triton. Hello.
Oh, hey, Triton. Thank you for joining us. And we also have a Discord. So you can come and join us there as well. Before you know it, Kate will be singing on stream.
No! 250 subs on Meeples, thank you very much. Crispin, there's a rule. There's a rule. For those who are not aware, I stream as part of Meeples and Dragons, which I did not say before, but you know, because I only try and plug it once a stream. And there's a thing about, oh, hello, the Lost Archives. I better close that tab. Doop.
Raid.
Raid. Hello, friends.
Hey, Josh. Hey, Owen. How are you guys? Yeah, I know
Tim,
people's
how
real
wonderful
names.
humans. 350 subs on Meeples and Dragons. Crispin, is the answer to the question to make me sing on stream?
350 now, or is it 250?
250. 250 over on Meeples and Dragons.
About 250.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are just beginning our adventure of teens in space. It's escalated as well. It didn't used to be that. It used to be. What? How did we used to? It was because it was based in. It was pigs in space. Was what it was like. Pigs in space.
See, my
but it's now just
space is
screaming.
referencing. Yeah, but that's because the space is
Space!
the Tim Curry space.
Ah, right.
Space.
Love the spaceship for pigs and pigs in space.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because Karen and I do Paparotica, and Paparotica we have sex in space, and Karen can't do the voice for it, so I have to run off stage quickly and then scream it from backstage, going "Sex in space." All right. Well, we're here. What the absolute heck happened last time, guys?
I turned into a membrane speaker.
You did. Very cleverly of you.
We
look,
were
silence.
employed by a new gentleman, some
We
organization,
graduated.
You
and graduated.
Yes, we did it.
Commodore
And we questioned-
Thrixus.
Thrixus, yes, Mr. Thrixus. And we then were essentially questioning and attempting to communicate with the Herolka?
Yes.
Yep. H.
Which,
RLUKA.
Yeah, the Herolka. And we found out that they have a sort of tertiary line language, and we had to figure out how to discuss with them things to figure stuff out. And I am rambling, so I'm going to leave it to someone else to discuss this.
Yeah, we convinced people to let them not be in captivity anymore, and they went floating off and doing the things, and then suddenly someone went, "Oh no, I'm supposed to meet a pretty girl for a date." And that's where the session ended. It was great.
It did.
More importantly
ZuRon
than
made
all
it
of that,
with. Oh, yeah, sorry. More importantly than all of that, exactly.
ZuRon got asked or decided to go on a date with Britney Fleishmann, his dream gal. Ooh. And Skylar, as much as he hates Britney, as much as they are rivals, without the friendly, just straight up rivals.
Yeah.
He went so far as to lend his boy ZuRon his rocket boots so he could make it to the date on time,
It's
which
true.
is lovely.
Yeah.
And now ZuRon, with rocket accelerated sprinting in his b-boy suit, has managed to make it to the cafe. And I am excited and afraid of what is going to happen to him on this very day.
Oh my gosh, another raid! What is this madness and mayhem?
Read for the
Hello.
great amounts up in chat, guys. Yeah, that is a
Hello.
shout out for the Lost Archives who just rated us as well. Ronin Anonymous. Ronin Anonymous is a good name. Natural Pengu, thank you. Let the adventure begin. It certainly shall. It is about to begin. You have raided at the correct time, Natural Pengu. Thank you very much for the raid, you bloody champion. Avast mateys, you wee scallywags. Quite like saying it like that. It's like, Avast mateys, you wee scallywags.
Scallywags. Very Mike Moons of you.
Yeah, I like that.
Also, I love those wing emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Just
good.
gonna say.
Ended dragon.
Just finished playing Pathfinder. Fun.
Ooh, what were you doing? What happened? Tell us about it. Okay, back. Had to see Pigs in Space intro. Ah, yes.
Fair.
Fair. A completely
Space.
understandable thing. So yeah, ZuRon has just gotten a date with Britney Fleishmann. He's just arrived at the cafe. He's maybe like 30 seconds late, but it's okay. He's wearing Skylar's rocket boots. And everybody else is talking to two floating, like, kind of Portuguese man of war, but they're actually blimps. That's what the species is. Yeah, they're called Herolka, and when they talk, it turns out they're actually two individuals are actually one sort of being, and they're considered a single sentient entity. And when one talks and the other one talks, then you pick up all the sound waves that they make, and you make a third set of words that come out of them. As Crispin Crunch put it last week, a tripartite language, which is, yeah, I hadn't thought of the word for it, but yeah, that's probably what it is. Let's say that now. It was smart, and it was one of the better tricks I've thrown at my players, and yeah, good job, everybody, for figuring it out, particularly Mandy for being the speaker through which it was figured. Ronanonymous, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. It was like, I want to be English, you know I do. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag.
Sorry, did you just say you want to be English? How very dare you, sir?
No, it's a comedian doing it. Says, I want to be English, and I want to be evil. I want to have enough money to get someone fetched. Yeah. Where is he? I miss him. Bring him to me. And Jonathan, break him first. Saving that for a character at some point. Peel me a grape. Yes, exactly. Bring the marmalade. I don't need any more cats. Oblivion to the landlubbers. Arr, matey. Exactly. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So, I just have one more thing to mention before we get on with the story. We are proudly supporting the Ukrainian people, because they're going through a bit of a rubbish time right now. I don't know if you've noticed. But if you have any charity pennies in your digital wallets, please consider chucking them over at the Emergency Action Appeal, which is the one we have chosen to support. Basically, it's not even just one charity, it's a bunch, and they're all doing their level best to help the Ukrainian people, particularly the refugees from the war. So if you can, do that, you bloody champions. And if not, well, bless your hearts anyway. I totally understand. Everybody's going through a bit of a fucking time right now. Has been for a few years. I don't know if you've noticed. Probably have. Great. So, we know what happened last time. We know about Ukraine. And we know who the heck we all are. Excellent. I think we're about ready to start then, with chaps and chapesses. And other beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion. We also have another follower, Changeling. Thank you very much for joining us. You bloody champion of Ast, matey, you wee scallywag.
Yay!
I'm going to continue changing this up. I enjoy this. Right.
Good.
This is getting me in the right mood as well. Okay, so, mateys, let us, tremulously at first, and then with mounting heated passion, boldly go into a date with Britney Fleishmann. It's a different way to begin. Just put my cafe soundscape on.
Not necessarily PG-13, Robodex. Not necessarily. This is an 18+ stream. It says so in the stream title.
Yes.
And it's down there next to Terrace as well. Yep.
Which is sort of fitting, actually.
Yeah.
I want to hear the campus. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag.
Scallywag.
I'll wag your scally. Right.
You won't, though. Not with that
only with consent, of course.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but I have raised an eyebrow at you.
Good. Appropriate.
I'm glad you raised an eyebrow and not something else. Right, so before you guys... ZuRon, you arrive at Café de Lune, where you see a human girl, about 18, blonde, wearing a pink sweater, a tight pink sweater. Think a weather girl in the 90s. Also a pleated skirt with sort of brown tartan. And knee-high socks. She's sitting, minding her own business on her communicator, probably on face tricorder or whatever. She's there. She does not appear to have noticed you yet, even though everybody else fucking has, because you arrived on rocket boots.
The visual of him just being like, dum, 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 dum. With like a weird like jet fuel sound behind him. God. The sight. I wish I could draw things so I could draw that up, because it would be hilarious.
Essentially a 90s b-boy with rocket boots, and their head is a small salamander instead.
Yeah, small salamander man. We love him. Okay. All right, ZuRon because it does take some exertion to like sprint in the suit, even with the assistance of the boots. So he's a little gassed, a little out of breath, but he's gonna try and compose himself. So Brittany, where is she? Is she seated or is she?
Yep. She's already got a table. It's little, like, think Parisian street cafe. Little metal wire chairs and tables. As you're walking up, a waiter brings out a coffee in a white porcelain cup with a saucer underneath, and a small piece of bruschetta. Or no, not bruschetta. Obviously, probably a stupid thing to put in Dunkin' coffee, but a little biscuit on the side.
Little biscuit.
Biscotti is maybe what
Scotty,
you're going for.
that's
there.
what I was thinking of. I don't drink coffee.
I very clearly do.
Yes.
And a lot of it.
I'm not allowed.
That's fine, more for me. Moving on.
Okay, so ZuRon. Oh god, he's I don't know
I didn't say brisket.
I love the idea though of like a waiter bustling out with just
Slabs of brisket.
Bit of brisket. This is alien planets. Anything is
This-
possible.
slicing open on the table in front of you and presenting you with slices of brisket with your coffee.
I mean, if you're a carnivorous species,
I
kind of
mean,
tracks.
It's probably
Low
happening.
carb diet.
It's probably
Coffee-
happening on a table
coffee
in the
smoked
background,
brisket?
honestly.
Sounds great.
Does smell
Yes,
good,
please.
doesn't it? Yeah. Anyway, sorry. ZuRon.
Okay, so ZuRon's, oh god, he's gonna try and be smooth, my poor boy. He in what passes he thinks is a saunter, so Lord knows what he looks like, swaggering over there.
The arms.
Yeah,
And
the
quite
arms,
long.
elbows up, elbows up as he
Yeah.
makes his way over, having powered down the rocket boot, so at the very least he's moving with less jet fuel and noises. He makes his way over and positions himself in front of Brittany. Has she looked up at this point?
No, but everybody else has noticed you, so it's
He's
not
making a
actually
lot of
hard to
noise.
infer that she is
Okay.
fully aware that you are there, and she's just playing it cool.
Okay, so what he means to say is this seat taken? But what comes out is I want to take this seat.
Oh, poor boy.
Yes.
And we are nowhere to help. This is great.
No.
This is so good.
Yeah.
Perfect. She looks up and goes, oh! Hey, ZuRon. Yeah, sit down.
He bows.
And she's like, oh, how gallant.
And he does like a little bow and then like does the awkward.
She puts
scraping
her
of his-
hand out for him to kiss.
Okay, so he stops awkwardly scraping with the chair, and then turns and like picks up her hand and like
With the robot arm.
and yeah, with his suit, and then like presses a kiss on it because he is familiar with this human custom.
Yeah.
And then he resumes trying to wedge himself into like the quite tiny metal cafe seat. But in the suit, it's a bit of a feat because the suit's like a bit bulky. So, but he manages it with like a little scraping and.
I like to imagine he bends the arms outwards slightly.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I had
Yeah.
not imagined that they had arms, but they do now.
It
Yeah.
does indeed, yes. So it's like a little bit of like he's trying to wedge himself down, like the rear of the suit isn't quite getting in there, and he's just like a little, not very subtle, and like pushes the arms out, and then just
Goodness.
sits. and then apologies.
Can I order you something?
Yes. I would like the coffee, a large espresso.
She goes, oh, wow, I didn't think your species could handle that. Amazing. She gets out her communicator and waves it over a series of it's basically a square with a cross section of dots on it, and then just presses a couple of things on it and places the order. And it'll probably come out in a couple of minutes. You're not unfamiliar with this process. She goes, "How have you been? Heard you guys graduated. Congratulations."
Yes. Thank you. It's a huge achievement. We're very proud.
What was it you found on that planet you were at?
Oh, it was a species unknown. It was very, very exciting. Really, it's sorry. What did we call the magazine?
Was it a Hellodactyl or a Hellodactyl?
Hellodactyl, yeah.
Hellodactyl.
Just pick one, it'll be fine.
Sure. I believe the Hellodactyl is the one.
Right.
It's like a book.
Yeah,
and he starts flapping his hands.
But it was also a bird? Fascinating. Amazing.
Yes. How are your how are you and your crew?
The guys, they're great. They are so great. Yeah, we well, you may have heard we top of the class, and no big deal. Yeah, the guys are good. I think they're all they're fixing up the ship. We're going on some sort of adventure next week. I don't know.
An adventure. Is it a mission or anything specific? Or
long term, 5-year cruise, checking out stuff. But so, ZuRon, the reason I wanted to talk to you, other than the fact that you're just really cool and I wanted to get to know you a bit better, we all feel a bit bad about the way, your crew and our crew were at each other's throats a bit. So we wanted to apologize, really. And do you guys a favor, bury the hatchet. So, we thought with your really awesome ship that you've got, what's it called? Sunny?
The Sunshine. Yeah.
Sunshine, that's right. Yeah, well, you've done a great job on it, but maybe a little bit more upgrades couldn't hurt. So last time we were out, we found this whole ship graveyard thing. Looked like a battle had happened. And there was just loads of just salvage, just so much salvage, and more than we could use. So we took a little bit, and of course we have to report it, which we did, but that's why I'm telling you now, because if you guys don't go soon, there isn't going to be any left. So, and she gets out her communicator and sends you some coordinates to your communicator. And she's like, so, if you want anything for Sunshine, that's where to go.
And ZuRon at this point raises his little bloody beeper. Wait, is it the beeper or is it the Game Boy? No, she would have sent it to the Game Boy looking device.
Absolutely.
So he raises it up and he his beep. It's the little Actually, no, can't sing anything copyrighted, so I won't. He raises it up and he's staring and almost fully getting absorbed in the coordinates to the point that, like, Brittany has taken a back seat in his mind at this point. He's just like, oh, and already almost he is thinking and projecting ahead and thinking of the upgrades he could do to Sunshine, many of which Skylar would not allow, but that he's not thinking about that right now. He's just thinking about potential and possibility. He's having a little mind palace moment, if you will.
I love it. Yeah.
Thanks. And like kind of absent-mindedly, he remembers to be polite and is like, thank you, Brittany. It's helpful, very, very helpful.
She smiles. Of course, like we're all part of the organization. You and I, we are all going to be working for the same core. We're all part of the Explorer Corps. Go Corps. And she like puts out a fist to bump.
ZuRon again, sort of absent-mindedly, just like wraps his gloved hand around her fist. And she's got like this, and he goes like.
She shakes it.
But again.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, I've got to go, but lovely catching up with you. And next time I'm back, we need to catch up again. We need to do this again. This was fun, ZuRon.
I'll. He means to say. Next time, coffees are on me. And what comes out is I'll cover myself in coffee next time.
And as he says this,
Like praised brisket.
the waiter comes back out with some brisket on the side of a heavy duty, like a tall espresso.
Yep.
And puts it down in front of you, and she goes, thanks. And yeah, there is now a big espresso in front of you.
Oh, my boy ordered it to impress the lady. Now he's got to down it. Oh, poor sweet ZuRon.
He's not going to need those rocket boots.
Well, he's not going to need the rocket boots. But a funny thing about the Loricatorians is they metabolize caffeine much in the same way that humans metabolize alcohol.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, poor sweet ZuRon. He thought he was going to be doing the impressive thing.
Okay, I think I'm going to require a brawn check.
Oh no!
Grit or brawn?
Grit, actually, grit.
I gotta find where my.
And if you get a bonus from your suit, this would not qualify.
No, it would not. If anything, the suit is working against him. Okay. Where's my?
I have a feeling like Spot somewhere over in Sunshine just having all the quills at the back of her neck.
Yeah, Spot's having a moment where she's like, I feel like something terrible is about to happen.
My spotty senses are tingling.
The tingling, there it is.
Okay, so I am a D12 for grit. I'm just seeing if I have anything added to it with my little bonuses. No, I don't think so. No. No.
If I consumed caffeine, would I just make a better pellet that could power a spaceship even further? It's just it's literal rocket fuel.
Okay,
wouldn't that depend on how Sunshine metabolizes caffeine?
Guess what I rolled?
Oh.
I rolled a 2.
Oh no! Oh
Hey,
no!
ZuRon, I think I know. I think you know what this means.
Yeah.
As Mother Bunny says, I just felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of voices cried out in terror and then were extinguished forever.
Yeah.
So
And Kate Crisp and Crunch has provided you with a recipe for coffee braised biscuit.
coffee
it's
braised. I knew it sounded like a proper thing. Coffee
sounds like- yeah,
braised
I
I
was
have
just
a problem of like my tiny apartment kitchen and my entire house will smell like brisket for a week.
'Cause
But
I
also,
know-
thank you. But also,
Sound
oh
like
no.
it's a bad thing.
I have to be able to sleep, and I can't sleep when I'm hungry. So
valid.
my apartment
Right.
smells like brisket. That'll be bad. But that's amazing, Kristen. Thanks so much.
felt like
Holy
coffee
crap.
barbecue sauce were a thing. So
Yeah.
our boy
Oh my god.
is absolutely blotted. Poor sweet boy. He downs the drink again in an attempt to seem very, 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 very manly and masculine. And by the time he is about halfway down, he realizes that things are going quite badly because, like we said, the bodies are very small, so they metabolize very quickly. This is bad science, I know it, but we're just doing this.
I was just pretending. I was just like, doop 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 doop. Nope.
And then-
it's not a thing.
And then,
Space
so
lizard.
by the time
I believe button.
he finishes the beverage, as we said, there is a great disturbance in the force, and there is a great disturbance in his ability to stay upright. Because he's, but if anything, the fact that he's neatly wedged in his seat is the one thing that's keeping him upright. And secondly, the sweet little sway that he's developed means he's had to stop, like, kind of flexing his hands to keep his suit powered. Because now his little drunken sway is doing it for him. So, yeah. But he's just like, yes. Yes, Brittany. Good. We don't know
Brittany-
what he's doing.
Brittany is watching this, and there is just a slight smile in the corner of her mouth. Just like the perking up in the corner of her lips, and she goes, so anyway, nice seeing you. Take care. You guys, you've probably got a thing as well, but I'll see you soon, okay? Bye! Bye! And off she goes.
Out
Leaving
of general
ZuRon.
interest, did she know that caffeine was going to make him drunk? Because that's my question.
You're not there.
I'm not there, but like Kate the player wants to know if she knew. Not.
Britney Fleishmann was top of your class.
Yeah.
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 And that would include study of alien species.
Probably
Here
know
to say,
a
do
little
not
bit
get
about Laura
sloshed on your
Katorian.
first date. It will not end well.
A little bit.
Just in general.
Who's like,
Second date, save it for that.
yep, same with him. So as she walks away, he's just like visibly leans his arm on the table and is like, and like announces to everyone and no one, this is just so pretty.
I don't know how loud that was, but she's probably far enough away that she wouldn't easily hear that. But she turns and gives you one final wave and then walks around a corner, just as the waiter comes around and just slips the bill under your elbow, so it's nicely pinned to the table, and then leaves you to it.
Okay. What's he going to try to do?
I
He has
think
to get
Monsieur has had enough.
As tempted as I am to have him be like, I'll tell you when I've had enough, we're not going to do that.
The waiter is, by the way, a giant bear. I can't remember what they're called, but there are species in the book which are basically large bear people. And he's one of those in a tight white waistcoat, but nothing else other than that. He is
Floridians. For your,
Floridians. That's the
for
one.
your
Yeah.
enjoyment. Yep.
he's like, yes.
I'll speak like this now.
fumbles for the bill and is just like,
Yeah, turns out she's had breakfast as well.
oh, of course. No! What is it? Make his pockets hurt. That was barely singing. So
You can sing, I just can't. That's the only thing.
So he's like, luckily his sign-on bonus, they've all got their sign-on bonus.
Yeah.
And he's at the fucking moon right now, so he doesn't particularly care that a woman has fleeced him. Well, she's a pretty woman. It helps when it's a pretty lady who's fleeced you for breakfast and some drinks. So he's like, yes, struggles to get his little pocket device out, and then just sort of waves it
in the general
again,
direction of the scanner.
in the general direction of the scanner
Until he hears a
he's like,
ding.
and he's just like to the waiter, like he says it. Bing.
Ever pleasant days, and the waiter goes away. So the big question at this point is, does ZuRon even know, or does he read the receipt before he pays it, or is he just sort of like ding? That wasn't my big question, but it's a good one.
I would like to think that he doesn't, and I would like to think that if he were to check in the morning, he might be like, I've been robbed. No, because it isn't like the fanciest cafe on campus. It's like the
It's like $8-9 for a coffee. Yeah,
the bougie place where they charge you for water. Absolutely ridiculous. But he's barely, like, this was like mostly for show. He's too far to read at this point.
So how does he get back?
Okay.
Does he get back?
Does he? See, part of my gut feeling is that we're not leaving him to go have that date by himself, because she's not to be trusted as far as we can throw her, which is not very far.
Were you guys in the bushes? Because that was like low-key when I was thinking in the background.
Because part of me says that we roll up as she walks away.
Pretty much. I'm like, if you guys...
Yeah.
The three of you walk at a normal pace to this place and get there around about now, with Cloud Hunter in tow. He's sort of been released to your custody sort of situation. No one's particularly worried about a single Horolka pair, and what they're gonna do, and you guys know more about them than anybody else, and apparently possess the only means to communicate with them properly, so fuck it. You best stay with you.
You possess a Mandy. Good, okay.
Now you're wheeling around this big whiteboard.
This is true.
It's me, Crew! What's up?
ZuRon, you were right.
Spot, you need to do the being the leader thing right now.
One of Cloud Hunter's goes, this one seems impaired. The other one says, there is poison circulating through it. And the third meaning together is, this one requires medical attention. Clearly it is dying.
Dying?
No, Spot just... Fine. Yes. Oh, no. Well, to be honest, ZuRon might be dying, depending on how much... What just happened?
Arguably we're all dying, just very, very slowly.
This one has ingested poison. Yeah, one of them says this one has ingested poison. The other one says we can perceive it in its stomach. And the combined meaning is, really, you should help it quickly.
Mate, we need to get the insides out.
Actually, the third one is, we possess a solution, and one of the tentacles comes up. and sort of starts snaking towards ZuRon's mouth.
And Zeron's
Mandy just
like,
looks grossed out because, like, of the number of times she's rolled over someone's post-heavy inebriation moment and just gone, that's violently unpleasant for me. So she's not impressed in general. Because this is only leading poorly.
No.
ZuRon bats the tentacle away.
What do I have to
Does he successfully bat it? Or is he just...
like,
is it
three speak this? Do I have to three speak this bullshit? I don't consent. No, and your mum.
What did you drink, ZuRon? Seriously.
Mandy's just gonna put her, like... I don't know what we want to call... I don't want to call it an appendage, because that's coming across incorrectly.
Pseudopod?
But, like, yeah, pseudopod, thank you. Into the cup, and, like, because she just absorbs it and goes, that's coffee. That's not bad, actually. That's quite nice coffee. Oh, you had coffee. Oh.
The bear comes back out and says, Sir, you are causing a scene. Perhaps you can deal with your friend?
We're trying. He's just a bit bigger than me.
Is the tentacle still at him? Is he still...
No. Cloud Hunter retreats away as soon as anything violent happens to it. It goes, no, right, then we won't help you.
ZuRon, you're full of coffee.
You know
That's
what
not
happened
good,
last
mate.
time?
That's not good.
Oh, good. Good.
No. Look,
Good.
we need to get the coffee out of you.
For clarity, it's not going to kill him. Cloud Hunter
No.
doesn't understand what stimulants are.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, but he also doesn't want, like, a probe anywhere near his mouth.
No, obviously
that's
not.
for us. That's for us, not for you.
Do you think if we hold him upside down and give him a shake, it'll, like... I don't know how he's got
Because I don't. She's like, going like, absolutely not. That's going to end really...
Go.
ZuRon, buddy, we're gonna go for a walk.
Go.
We're gonna not be here.
Oh,
Maybe lots of water?
Yeah.
Skylar, I had the same idea. Is Sunshine Park near water or on the lake?
Sunshine's usually in the pond.
So we
There's
could take ZuRon to the ship. Yep. Get him out of the suit and dump him in the pond.
Oh, yeah. That might work.
There's a whole debris field of upgrades for Sunshine out in space.
ZuRon, we're gonna go
I have
back to the
coordinates.
ship. How about we go back to the ship and we
Let
make you feel better and we talk about it? Because it sounds like you definitely have coordinates. Yeah?
I feel great. I feel so
Buddy,
good.
can you stand up for me?
If not, I think I know what to do.
Buddy.
The Harolka
ZuRon?
like drift over him, and a few tentacles sort of lift him from under his robot suit's arms and assist him in standing up. Possibly ZuRon may not notice.
And the chair that he bent to sit in is still affixed to him as he is raised up into a standing position. So now he just has like a fancy metal chair poking out his butt.
Okay. So, Harolka, if you can sort of tilt him so his feet are pointed that way, sort of horizontal to the ground rather than vertical,
He
I
looks
can do
like a
something.
cloud that is operating a marionette. Like they just sort of float over him,
just,
helping him move his limbs.
yeah,
I
just
didn't
pull the
even
feet
turn
up
on-
that way so they're parallel to the ground.
I didn't
And all
even
I'll
turn
have
on
to
the
do
rocket
is,
boots.
Yeah.
Lying.
And if that does happen, he'll just say, "Rocket boots activate."
And yes, ZuRon and Cloud Hunter shoot off. fully airborne.
Use your wing! Oh no!
ZuRon, with disadvantage, make me a flight check.
I was waiting. I was just like, don't do the thing, but also, I can't say don't do the thing.
Excellent.
But,
I knew exactly what I was doing.
good.
Oh, this is gonna go so badly for him. I can't wait.
I think you mean amazingly. I think.
Okay, so it's a 4. Is it still a 4? Because I'm meant to be like a +1 of flight.
But you're.
Oh
hammered.
no! Wait, no, I'm a 3 because I'm inside the suit. So I'm at a 3. With what is it? With the launching of the boots, the
Yeah. This is very much not gonna go well. I'm just trying to determine. No, they don't expel gas to move.
They're not flumps,
but they're
just for clarity.
Yeah.
They're different.
Well, with the rocket boots, they might go.
Yeah. Basically, this roll was to determine how long the Horulka would be able to hold on to you for before you
Well,
came
I've
back
seen
down
that
to ground.
The second that the boots went go, the Horulka would be like, well, shit.
No, they were sort of kind of latched on at that point. So they are. It's like, that guy who managed to fly by attaching a bunch of helium balloons to a lawn chair.
Oh no!
It's basically the movie Up.
Yeah,
Oh
it's that.
no!
So yeah, if you were pointed in roughly the right direction for the pond, yeah, you go arcing straight into the pond, I think. Suit and all.
Yes.
The Horulka managed to hold on until one of their tentacles actually gets ripped free. And then the rest just go, nah, I'm done, and let go. And you, with a single Horulka tentacle still latched under one arm, and a chair still latched around your backside, you just sort of arc gracefully into the pond about 60 meters away from Sunshine.
Still gracefully at this point?
I mean, the actual graceful, it's quite a pleasant parabola.
Okay.
As soon as any means of guiding you disappear, then it becomes a pretty even curve.
Disengage.
I could try to fix that for you, Cloud Hunter.
And again, we just have the. I don't do water effects, but it's a pretty decent splash. The one thing that can be said that's it's like it's not his body, it's his suit, so it's not like his legs will shatter on impact, and the suit is able to absorb I don't know, the kinetic energy. We're just making up science at this
No,
point.
you were right there. I'm not going to dispute that sentence. Well done, you science.
Okay. I did a proper science.
Yay, Gold Star.
Gold Star. And in that he's just plunged underwater. It's not too bad. Remember, he's a salamander boy, so underwater isn't the worst place for him to be. He was yelling though, so it is a bit of the second piece. And then his suit has maneuvers for being submerged. If he doesn't like immediately assume like, precise action that makes it clear that he's like in control of himself, the suit can kind of like
Can
have
act as a
safety measures
buoyancy
that
aid?
take over. And that buoyancy aid is in the form of like the overjacket point inflating into like a big puffer vest. So now his suit has like a big puffer vest on it, and he's just kind of bopping. He emerges
He
and sort
bobs
of
back up. Yeah.
pops back up and spluttering like what?
Oh no.
And sort of around and on your shoulder and grasping for around your neck is this tentacle, and it's still moving, and it's sort of batting at your face, looking for
just,
something. I don't think you're sober, but you are awake.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? It was a sobering incident, but he is still far from sober.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just like
Spot is going to get down on all four and just Roomba her way over, just running as fast as her tiny feet can carry her.
So in 20 minutes she'll get there. Skylar, Mandy.
Well, Skylar can't fly right now because his rocket boots are on
Yep.
his friend, so
Yep.
he's going to sort of bird hop over.
Mandy's gonna just keep pace
Yeah.
with whoever's at the back, but
The
slightly
three,
in
the
the
three
like.
of you.
Oh gosh.
I think between the way you've described the way Skylar can move, I think you probably all ran about the same speed. Not super
Yeah.
fast, but a decent walking pace is the best most of you can manage. So yeah, probably the fastest of you is actually ZuRon. In the super suit,
Yeah.
almost certainly. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah.
Where is my super suit? Sorry.
Why do you need it?
You need to know.
I need it.
City is in jeopardy. My evening's in jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
Damn it, woman! You tell me where my super suit is. We are talking about the greater good. I am
I'm your
wife.
I'm the
I am the
greatest
greatest
good
good you ever gonna get.
Anyway.
Good film.
I'm
Right. So the rest of you get there probably. It's look. He didn't fly that far, but like
Yeah.
a minute, two, that sort of thing. And at this point, Sunshine has actually drifted over. Like Sunshine has sort of emerged gracefully
Yeah.
underneath ZuRon. So ZuRon is now sitting on Sunshine's bow, looking quite pissed off, I imagine. When the other three of you emerge, and the two Haralka float down again.
Is he? No, he's pissed. I think he's still like battling the tentacle at this point, isn't
Oh,
he?
yeah.
Just like no, bad.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Mandy
ZuRon
just looks vaguely disappointed. I don't quite know how that looks when she's an ooze.
Does she have eyebrows?
Sure, why not?
Well, I think she can make eyebrows.
Yeah.
It's like-
Just
Sort of like three-dimensional pops out the equivalent of eyebrows just
Yeah.
so that she can be like,
Hey, Lilith.
oh dear.
I picture just the others just finding random objects throughout the day to give Mandy eyebrows. Like they might just pop two pencils horizontally, or like Spot may just get like two patches of moss and just like
Yeah.
plop them on Mandy. Or
Because progressively over the course of the day, she absorbs them and
Absorbs
they
them,
dissolve,
yeah,
and then
just-
she gets
Yeah.
given new ones.
cutting random squares of felt and just placing them there. So
When Mandy's asleep, do people like put like moss for
Red-
mustache and?
Yes.
I feel like yes, we do now.
That's why she sleeps
Yes.
by herself in a room that she locks now,
Yeah.
because people were doing it too much.
okay.
Why she has her little sealable containers so that when she's focusing on work, no one can draw things. But there's
Yeah.
definitely drawn eyebrows on like the outside that people have come along and sharpied on.
If you ever forget to seal those containers, I think
Yeah.
Skylar just sort of sprinkles glitter into you.
Yeah, the day she
And
woke
the
up with
sentence
like
into you is so accurate, and I hate it.
she just I imagine she woke up one day with just like a full felt shock hawk and
Yeah.
mutton chops and goatee, and was just like, all right, I am locking my door
That is
from
a
here on out.
strong mental image as well. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
So I think
Ooze version of Lord
Spot.
Humongous.
Oh no.
But yeah. What was I saying? Oh yes. I think
Yeah, Zero.
Spot reaching the pond just is going to Roomba herself up to where ZuRon is, stand up on her back legs, put her tiny hands at their side, and just glare like that very disapproving aunt look.
Yeah, what she said. What she
did.
said. Yeah, no.
What?
Pseudopod.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Cloud Hunter sort of drifts back down, and one of them says, "Please return our appendage." The other ones.
Somebody clip that, please.
The other one, the one that's actually missing the appendage, says, "That is a part of me." And the third meaning, which comes presumably through ZuRon's handheld communicator, is do not fear, that can be reattached without difficulty.
Oh,
Well, that's
good,
handy.
because,
This is
I
still
have no
going.
idea how to do that. But yes.
I don't take. I don't want it. Take it. Take it. Ah! Stop it.
One of the two Cloud Hunters, the one that isn't damaged, drifts over, and like that. It's probably quite upsetting for a drunk ZuRon to have this writhing mass of tentacles come down on him, to retrieve the one that's already trying to throttle him. And so yeah, it's sort of like nope, and then it drifts away holding this writhing tentacle, and yeah.
I'm sorry. The closest equivalent I have to this is where. This is a long roundabout way of explaining how ZuRon feels, but I have a toddler niece, and they visited recently, and I have very steep stairs outside my house, and she was very tired and wanted to go down the stairs, but she couldn't because she was too small. So at some point, I had to just hoik her, like, literally over my shoulder and, like, walk down the stairs, and she was kicking and screaming the entire time. And how she felt in that moment is how ZuRon felt when it descended upon by a rock.
There's a scene in Independence Day when the large creature that's been captured is in the dissection bay, and yeah, there's a lot of writhing tentacles. That's the sort of my mental image there. Horrible.
Deeply
Okay.
upsetting for him. Yes.
So yeah, it retrieves its appendage, and the two of them sort of drift away up a bit and busy themselves with themselves for a moment. It's hard to tell what, but there's a lot of tentacles involved. And Sunshine goes, "Hey ZuRon, not on me, brother."
There's a whole pond just over there.
I'll look away from the tentacles then.
There's a perfectly good pond, ZuRon.
Not befoul the pond.
A lot of tentacles involved is not something that ever bodes well. Hey, Toxic Chuck.
Oh,
Could be worse.
first of all, ZuRon. Why? Well, I kind of know why, but why? Why would you? Now you have to be in the magic bay until you sober up. Come on.
We
We went over this last time. You're not supposed to drink coffee. Makes your tummy go all weird, and then you puke everywhere.
I'll do what I want.
I mean,
Look.
Yes. Sunshine just drops him back in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
That's what I was picturing. I was like, what he's going, if she just like does like a
And
little
so she's like,
almost
nope.
imperceptible, like just shoulder shrug almost.
And she
then
just
he's
goes
like,
back down.
he just rolls.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's just like, oh.
Maybe
Oh,
I should
fun.
get him to the medical bay. Perhaps with a bucket if Mandy can spare one.
My brain has just gone. I'm not making myself into a bucket, but that's what
No.
the brain just said.
No!
No, I know. No, I know. Kate knows. That's not what Kate's brain did.
But Mandy doesn't like puke.
No. Please welcome to I'm
on.
tired.
You like throw up. I do like throw up.
She's not a Labrador.
So gross. Oh.
All right. So I imagine with like a combination of like shoving and dragging, they manage to get ZuRon inside the ship. At some point, Skylar gets his rocket boots off of him, which have miraculously stayed on ZuRon throughout this entire misadventure.
Yeah. It's not actually overly difficult. There is a dorsal hatch we established last time. So yeah, you just go in through the top where the blowhole used to be, and the Horolka come back down and say, "Do we embark?" And it's really like the gist of their message is, "Do we embark?" I can't be asked coming up with 3 different things for them to say every time. Two of them make related statements, and they're like, "Are we going, or shall we float around out here a little longer?"
If you want to stretch
Actually,
your legs for it.
what they would say is, one says, "Shall we remain?" And the other says, "We do not enjoy small spaces." And the third says, "Are we embarking now or later?"
Why don't we just make sure that ZuRon is safely ensconced in the medical bay first, and then we'll come out and get you once we've had a chat with them. She looks, having basically reabsorbed her eyebrows, she looks less pissed off, but very much sounds disappointed in ZuRon's, like, behavior. Especially with, like, alien guests.
Yeah.
You know, like...
And over Britney Fleishmann of all
I know,
people.
oh yeah, like
Get
she's
it
yet to
together,
touch that with the,
ZuRon.
like...
So
Okay. We'll come out and get you once we've worked out what to do with him.
Well, after flying, you guys may have less of an issue with working out what to do with him, because after flying, treading water, and still being very much inebriated, ZuRon has now fallen asleep.
He's a sleepy boy. Okay, yeah. So do you put him in the medical bay or just put him in his quarters to sleep it off?
No,
Medical
medic
bay.
bay.
Okay.
Medical bay.
Okay.
You don't get your comfy bed when you come home like this. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Skylar is going to make sure that he has the sci-fi fantasy equivalent of Powerade and an aspirin
Yeah,
next to him when he wakes up, though.
Yeah.
And
We
possibly
care,
like a bacon
but-
sandwich.
Oh,
So
stop it.
3 disappointed parents, but one also doubles as a cool uncle. Got it.
Oh yeah, I think Spot is gonna. Would you hook up a lizard to like a saline draft?
Still fluid.
That would
Yeah.
potentially shrivel a salamander, I think. No, they're not snails.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd be fun.
Not
like
salt. Yeah.
Not so.
a fluid
Yeah.
and nutrient drip.
Prep the IV for like not immediate, like maybe not while he's passed out.
It's like drunks don't really need it. Yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to, if you really like, I believe, and always have, despite having a middling to serious alcohol problem, I've always believed that hangovers are nature's way of telling you that A, you had a good night, and B, you should not have done that. That was very bad of you. So yeah, I've always thought that if you've got one, then you deserve it.
Yeah,
so that sort of
Spot
thing.
is a little bit of two minds there.
Right. Because he's the ship's
perhaps-
engineer, and you might need him.
If I can float a sci-fi solution, because there is the what is it? We love a tank in sci-fi, right?
Mhm.
So in the whole
Yes.
just like a kind of generic sort of oxygen, reinvigorating,
Yeah.
decompress all the things tank.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it doesn't have to be super big, because Skylar is a skinny boy, and like in a pinch they can sort of put him in with like his knees slightly bent. So
We'll just
they
chop
have
them off and grow them back later. Yeah.
Sure. Well, why not?
Oh, like what's it? What is that? There's is this Stargate that have like the nutrient bath thing that you can breathe in? Yeah. Spot would
So-
definitely just hoist. Make sure that ZuRon is hoist out of his suit, and then just unceremoniously dump him into that,
Yeah.
and just shut.
In
Not
Star
lock the
Wars,
top,
it's
but
called a
shut
Bacta
it.
tank, but yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
functionally, except that in Bacta you can't breathe for some reason. You need a face mask for that. I'm like, seems like
Or a
Stargates makes more
tube.
sense.
Just,
yeah, or a
just
tube.
stick a tube
Yeah.
out. Like that'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yes.
I am imagining
so
it
one
more
of
like
the-
an iron lung. So he's in there, and you can only see his head, and it's just this metal tube that he is in.
Yeah.
Um,
Because like Spot is of two minds. Like one is like what you said. If you get a hangover, you deserve it. The other one is he's the ship engineer.
yeah.
We need him if shit goes bad.
We need him to go make ship go broom. Yeah.
Yes.
No. We need him to fix it when ship not go broom.
That's true.
Technically, he's not the one who
Yes.
makes ship go broom.
Yeah,
he watches the broom and makes sure it is an appropriate broom.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
Yes.
The good broom, not the bad broom.
If it goes broom, then that's bad.
He prevents
So I think,
inappropriate broom.
Yeah. She would. Spot would absolutely have it at a level where he's gonna be functional, but it's still gonna feel a bit off when he sobers off.
Cool. Love it. Awesome. All right. So ZuRon is asleep, and the other three.
I feel like the other three,
overhear
before
him
we
say
go to bed,
something about
Britney
Britney Fleishmann and Salvi.
Mm.
I feel like Mandy, before she lets everyone kind of go off and do other things, would turn to
If Britney Fleishmann is telling him about salvages and things, why? She doesn't like us.
I think maybe she's trying to get us in trouble.
Yeah, she's like actively been rude to me the entire time just because I don't.
like you can see that Mandy is like holding in that entire rage of like, just because I don't look like her, how dare she treat me like, but doesn't want to like. She's not making you guys listen to the tirade for probably like the 5th or 6th or 12th or 35th or
Yeah.
402nd time.
Skylar's just going to sort of pat you very gently with the metal part of his foot.
On the metal part of my outfit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clank, clank.
Clank, clank.
Well, I might have an idea with that, but so if you guys could maybe check out where those coordinates actually lead, and I'll go. I will be right back. I'm just gonna go
I am
pick
a
something
navigator
up.
after all.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
Mandy's thing. Yep.
Yeah.
We have decided sort of after the fact.
Yes.
Everybody else had like clearly assigned roles, so
John
we
was
figured
like,
out
I
what
can
Mandy
read
was.
maps now.
Yeah.
Well, it's
that was
kind of
always her
handy,
job.
isn't it?
What?
Mandy can always turn into a map should we need it.
It would have to be like a topographical one. I don't know if she can
Yes.
make like just lines grow up on her, but yeah, she could make like
Just
a 3D.
three-dimensional map. It's not
Yeah.
like it doesn't. It could be little dents where the lines go.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Sure, okay.
How
It's
big's
all
that
the
grit
same
check?
color.
Yeah.
So if we diffuse dye into you, could you then make the dye move around, or would you just be lightly pink or something?
I think
That
I
would
would
be quite a high grit check.
Yeah, I think that would be
Take
much
that
more
specific
difficult.
bit of me.
Yeah, that would be much more difficult.
That's a good question. Does Mandy have chromatophores? I guess probably not.
Part of me wants to say yes because I know how useful that would be. However, I think for reasonableness' sake, no.
This is a blob that poops fuel. Come on, what's reasonable about this?
Yeah.
Space-time map? Yeah, it's all wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey. Right, so,
Yes.
you're having a night's sleep before leaving?
Oh,
Because you don't
Spot
need
wants to
ZuRon
do
in the
something.
engineering room for just normal travel.
Yeah. But yeah, Spot kind of wants to oblige her more trickery side, because even though it wasn't her fault completely, the date was responsible for CERN's current state.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And so what Spot wants to do is, if at all possible, sneak over to either their quarters or their ship.
Oh, as in the Euripides nuts.
Yes.
Forgot that was the name until just as you were about to say it. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to do it, I guess. Who's going on a mission to... I can't call it. I can't call it.
And let me see what it is exactly that Quillarians can do. So biotechnology is something she can do. She wants to set some form of bioluminescent thing that goes off at random intervals when they are using power.
On their ship?
Just on their ship, just to mess with them, not to actually break anything, but just to mess with them.
Okay.
Or
Sure.
something that makes a sound at random intervals.
That'd be easier.
Either a light or a sound. Yeah.
Um,
So, yeah, a sound that goes off at random intervals when they're using power.
Okay. Yeah, you would have to sneak in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
When they probably wouldn't be on board their own ship, because what you'd know that they probably prefer sleeping in their dormitories when they're on campus.
Yeah.
Them being significantly more comfortable. So make me a flight check to actually sneak in. Least of all.
Light check. Let me see what my
What
stat
dice
is.
do you have? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a D10.
The number you require is an 8 because of the level of security on the, this is not military, but sort of paramilitary, sort of military situation.
Yeah.
Plus, they lock their ship,
Yeah.
which is a large oval. It is a large egg-shaped ship in hot rod red. Yeah, it's very you know the ship that comes to get Eve in Wall-E. It's mostly just a one big oval. It's got one fin at the back. That's about it. Yeah.
So I have apparently 5 tokens.
Oh.
for some reason.
How did you do?
Let me see. Okay, that's a 6 on the dice.
Burn a couple of
Can I
austerity
use-
tokens, yeah?
Yeah, let's throw
Cool.
on 2 then.
Yeah,
Then
you
that leaves
managed
me
to
with 3.
sneak in. And yeah, you managed to sneak into the hangar bay where this ship and several others are being housed. Yeah, you have snuck aboard. Now, what is it exactly? You will find yourself aboard a ship designed for a crew of 5. It has 5. It's got basically 4 used quarters and a guest quarters on board. And yeah, similar, not dissimilar in size and layout to yours actually. So think about the size of the Firefly, like Serenity, that size vessel. What are you gonna do? Do you sneak into the engine bay to make a thing that makes a noise? And just hide
No,
it?
I think. Yeah, why not? Let's go into the engine bay and just quickly craft something
Ugh.
that makes a noise from time to time.
Yeah.
A machine that goes ding.
Yes, exactly. Now I'm thinking about this short video I saw a while back with it's the firefighter who posts these shorts, and one of the things he did apparently to entertain himself and some of the crew while they were on like shifts was that he hid a walkie-talkie above the bunk beds in the dorm, and then just at random just went beep into it, and they couldn't find that thing. So it's basically such a walkie-talkie that goes beep.
Yeah. The machine that goes bing. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. You make, yeah. Cool. Love it. Then I think it's probably a brains check to manufacture something that makes an irritating but specific noise at specific times. And while you're making that check, my dad had a story he told from his time at sea when one of the other crew was generally just, he was a bit of an arrogant guy. No one really liked him. He rubbed a lot of people up the wrong way and made no effort to not do so someone, and no one knows exactly who, he had an air vent above his bunk, and someone put a ball bearing in it. And you're on an oil tanker, so clank, 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 constantly.
See,
I'm like, that's almost cruel.
See, I feel like Mandy has requested that Spot, like on their way out, just sticks a pair of googly eyes like somewhere obnoxious as well, just as
Yes.
like somewhere that they're not going to notice until long enough from now
Yeah.
that they're going to be like,
Yes.
You know
Did they
where it
get
is.
there?
You know
Yeah.
where it is. It's on the fluffy dice on the rear view mirror.
yes, exactly.
Yes.
Like that's the
Yeah.
Of course.
Like no evidence that it was even you guys. Like it could have been one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do get a +3 if I'm constructing organic life forms or biotechnology. Would this count for that?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. So
If you're
I got
making
a
it out of biotechnology, yes.
Yeah. I think, well, that's her thing. She does biotechnology, so I
It could
think she would
almost be
try
something
to use...
like, I'm imagining a little bit like, a drinking bird toy, but made out of
Yes.
something organic that it just sort of every now and again taps on the wall, and you just leave
Yes. Yeah.
it inside a bulkhead.
Yeah.
I can think of a lot of
Definitely.
ways you could make that with biotech, and I'm not going to put those on the internet because I don't want to give people terrible ideas. So
Aww.
later,
Yeah.
for post stream wind down chats
Yes.
between the cast, sure. But for right now,
Yeah. So 14 on the
Share
dice
with
plus
me
3
your
is
evil.
17.
Cool, excellent, you nail it. It is. Yeah, I mean, I think we've already described it, but if you want to add any flourishes to it, you can. But yeah, that's you do that. You prank Euripides nuts.
Yes, and then quickly sneak out, put the googly eyes on the fluffy dice, and then just
leave. And take a single photograph just to show Mandy, then delete it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just like sent it to me, so I'm like,
Delete.
I just realized that ZuRon is the guy in the r/relationship advice or the AITA forums with like the toxically overprotective friend group, which means none of his girlfriends last.
we're just protecting you against a person we don't like. That's it. Like, and actively
just like all
has
of his
been
other
mean,
girlfriends.
but has actively been mean to us. That's not the same. We didn't like her before you.
I know. They're so loving and protective that they just need to approve of everyone he socializes with. Is all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's why none of the other Loricatorians like him. The crew has driven them all away.
It's like, no.
No, you guys are great. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, and I think then Spot is going to try. She's going to make her way as fast as she can without raising suspicion.
Yeah. I'll count it all in the same stealth check that you did before. Cool. Yeah, you get out. Not a problem. Skylar, do you have anything you would like to do this evening?
Skylar is actually going to stay with ZuRon.
Oh. Retrieving his rocket boots.
No, he's already got those back.
Yeah. No, I took them off him immediately. Yeah.
Maddie was on lookout, just for clarity. Maddie was on lookout for Spot because that's important.
Right, yeah. Mandy, while you are on lookout, the two Harolka, which are really actually at this point you are aware one Harolka. It is simply a Harolka. Cloud Hunter comes over and sort of drifts over and inquires what you are doing.
How do we explain this?
And she says "we" on purpose because we have talked as though we are Sunshine previously.
Somebody. Are you aware that sometimes groups of people are not very nice to other groups of people?
And it says disharmony is troublesome. We have disharmony is troublesome. We have experienced this. Our planet was not always united.
So we're just doing something silly that's going to annoy the people who were really mean to us, but in a way that's not going to be harmful or actively go against their ability to do their job. Just a little annoying.
Are these the beings that injured ZuRon? You seek recompense. We would assist.
One of them probably was the catalyst for all of the things for poor ZuRon, but also he made that decision on his own because, in case you haven't noticed, he bows to social pressure really easily.
Cloud Hunter says, we understand this. It is... Social pressure is a way of life. And we... the third meaning is, we are observing that your peoples are not as united as our own.
Yeah, look. Racism is rampant and people are just sometimes a bit...
And she's trying to say this as nicely as possible without... Because she in general likes everybody and is nice to everybody. Like, sometimes we don't get... it's not... Some people are ruder about other people's species than others.
And sometimes the best way to make them realize that they are silly is to make them make fools of themselves in public. But we don't do that because that can then jeopardize people's jobs, and that's overwhelmingly like a bad thing in the long run because we're all working for the org together, and it's very important that the.
And she sort of realizes that she's started to ramble.
Yeah.
The Haralka are sort of dipping, like going up and down, in like one after another, like synchronized. And they say,
They're oompa-loompaing. Yeah.
a little bit. They say, we understand. Your ways are strange but interesting. And the triple meaning is, we think, we begin to suspect that we, not you, are unusual.
Say that you were no.
And like you can see her little pseudopod being like, no. It's different, and their way of reacting to things is different. I mean, let me think. Kate is just quickly trying to find the name of the species she was looking at just a moment ago. Hold, please. I mean, like the mean ones. Where are they?
Prokians?
No. The Neozote like generally have pretty bad attitudes a lot of the time, and that's just because like that's how they are. And like Informians like me, we just generally get along with everybody because it's easier, and like no one really doesn't like someone who can do this. And she like just pulls herself into as close to a Haralka shape as she can. Like she's just like ha, and then like drops back out of it again. It's
Grit
not
check.
it's not there for
Grit
like
check.
What is my grit dice? That's gonna go well.
I want to say an 8.
That is my dice. My question is, what do I have to hit?
Oh, no. This is basically the higher you roll, the more accurate.
I got a 4, so I got like smack dab in the middle. Like
reasonable. It's clearly that's what you're attempting to do, and the two of them stop. They're bobbing immediately. They stop and go, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Yeah, she just kind of goes like, and then like pops back down again. She's like, "Oh,
sorry. That was maybe a bit more complicated than I expected it to be." Anyway,
they are stock still looking at you, and one says, "Friend Mandy, please repeat."
Hi.
The other one says, "Informians much like Haralka." And the third meaning is, how many organisms comprise one Mandy?
Good question, because like
No, sorry, I said, if not rude, how many?
No.
That's a complicated question, because I guess technically speaking, I'm a combination of a bit of my mum and a bit of my dad, but it's not like they did anything together to have me. They just kind of both donate a blob of themselves, and then I came and became a little blob of me.
Hey, Dak. Hey, Dread. Begin.
Yeah.
I love that we went for this way of procreation, and now I'm having to work out how to frame
Explain
that. That's
yeah.
great.
So good.
So like, I guess technically too, but like I'm one Informian. Like there's not more than one of me, and if I loop against another, if I like,
And she like to indicate what like bloop means, it's that like push of pseudopod.
against another Informian, that's bad. It feels really weird. It's like we're merging together, and it's really not very pleasant.
And she looks actively disgusted, like someone's like it's accidentally happened before, and she's gone, oh no, this is wrong and gross.
Can you make me a brains check?
Sure.
Where did I come from? Informian edition.
Yeah.
It's basically
Right.
just 2 other blobs. Or
Other
more.
blobs.
I reckon any number of Informians could
Oh
bring.
yeah, I think like for her it's like when a mummy and a daddy Informian love each other very much, they each take a part of themselves and blob it together and raise it as their own. Like it's
Yeah.
When a group of Informians have to have an heir in order to hold on to their land, they all just create one blob in unison. That's all of it.
That was a 6 on a D10.
The king of the blobs. A 6. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Cool. The Haralka say...
She's looking at them like, I hope that made sense, because I don't know, it made sense to me, and I hope it made sense to you, because, like, I get it.
The Haralka say, this does explain. The second meaning is, we ourselves are not dissimilar. Then the third meaning is, the more Haralka in one place, the more unified we are.
Oh, so like yeah, but do you do it on purpose, or is it like frozen by accident?
Because she says that, like, from a, like, for her experience, it's not a pleasant thing to become a unified...
Yeah.
blob.
We are the opposites. No, we suspect we are opposites in this. It is deeply unpleasant for us to be alone.
Oh.
And the third meaning is, you have heard the harmonies. The more Haralka, the richer the harmony.
Oh, cool. So it gets all even more layers, and then
She, like, thinks about how it felt, because it felt weird for her to be the membrane speaker. Can't believe I did that to myself last week. Okay.
I can.
Like,
That very
I
much
know you
matches my experience of you.
Wow. Wow, Josh. Wow. But, like, that idea of, like, she experienced what it's like to have all of the different harmonies and
Yeah.
stuff running through her. Is that...
yeah, that makes sense. I think it was weird. Yeah. Does that mean more harmonies if I was to do the stretchy outy thing from?
And she sort of just stretches herself out a bit, like, to sort of demonstrate what she means from what she did
Yeah,
the previous, earlier in the day.
yeah.
Like, there's 3
Yeah.
now, right? But, like, would there be more? With more of you?
The bobbing begins again.
Oh.
Mandy, that 6, you can infer that is a nod.
Yeah.
That is their equivalent of a nod.
Oh.
And one says, the minimum number for intelligent thought is 2.
So when they kept you apart, that made you dumber?
Like, she says that without thinking about the fact that she's basically saying they're stupid by themselves.
They hadn't finished their initial thought, but it was basically that. They bob again. There is a definite bob again. It is more for complex decision making.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find a way to tripartite express that, and I'm not looking forward to quadripartite express that when you meet bigger ones.
That's okay. My brain can split that into 3, so that's fine. I'll hold that. That's not a problem.
Okay, so... wow. Yeah, no, it... Let me give you an example of what I mean by, like, it's not really by yourself, because, like, I can hang out with Dad and that's fine, but we just don't... we're not touchy-feely.
And, like, she sort of leans down a bit. I feel like she's been sitting on concrete or whatever, and she's, like, finds a bit of grass. Just, like, puts her hand on it, and it just goes... like, she just absorbs the organic...
And now the grass is just sort of drifting in her and slowly disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, because that happens, which I can't do anything about, we can't really, like, touch each other because we'd absorb each other, and that's... look, I don't really need to have, like, my family absorbed by me. That feels weird.
The bobbing begins again. Cloud Hunter understands and says, You are very strange, Mandy. The other one says, we appreciate your being. And the combined meaning is, we really enjoy meeting new species. You have been most
You little
informative. we have enjoyed meeting you, Mandy.
Yeah.
We really anticipate introducing you to Parent.
Aw, I'd love to meet your multiple brain blob family. I don't know how to put that into words because I'm yet kind of wrapping my head around it. So sorry if that was insulting. It really wasn't meant to be. It's all just very confusing.
Yeah. It's cute. Then Spot comes back, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So on the
Yes, the cover does need to be willing.
Yes.
Consent is important.
That is what-
We need to go.
okay,
Shazam
I
looks at the
didn't get
Heralka
caught,
and goes,
but
let's go.
The Heralka offer, the Heralka say, friend Spot. Then the second one says, do you require assistance? And the combined meaning is, we can speed you faster.
Yes.
So
Are you gonna pick her up and give her a ride like ZuRon got? Just be careful of the spiky bits because that might hurt.
one set of tentacles wraps around Spot. The other set of tentacles wraps around Mandy's, metal sheath. Bandana? No.
stash.
Metal sash. And the two of them just sort of raise you up and start going, and they move with a gentle sort of...
Sorry, I'm just imagining Mandy progressively stretching because she's an ooze.
Yeah. All she needs to do is just be deliberately the right
She's just
shape to fit into it.
So she starts with this stretch and she's suddenly like,
Oh, no.
hold on. It's like a kid curling up into a ball so they don't get dropped. Oh god.
Meanwhile, Spot is making
Okay.
herself comfortable, like she's in a chair and just.
Cloud Hunter whisks you back to Sunshine and
Yeah.
plops you on the dorsal access hatch and says, we await you. Yes, retrieve us when required. We are eager to take you home.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Glorious.
Good night. I'm not sure if you sleep, but good night.
What is this sleep? What is it you intend? And yes, we request clarification. What is sleep?
Well, a lot of species have to put their, how to explain it? It's basically like you put your brain in.
They
a
power
sort
down
of-
overnight for a bit.
Yes, it's kind of like a stasis in order to repair the body.
The thing the two of them do the bobbing.
Yeah.
Heralka do not require this. We shut down parts of ourselves at all times. At all times, one is conscious.
Oh, you're in like a sleep,
Oh.
like a power saving mode. That's cool.
It really is, yes. And unfortunately, I need to study this at some point, so maybe I could implement that on us, but I would have to. Oh, no.
But you're not playing with my brain. We've been over this.
Yay, accidental
a
war
brain?
crimes, buddy.
Accidental war crimes, buddy, is a sentence.
Oh no, I would absolutely ask first if you were willing to, but it would be really cool. I'm going to bed now because my brain is starting to race.
Yeah.
Thank you for the lift.
You are welcome. Yes, gratitude is not required. We enjoyed this interaction, and then they float away. And I think on that we will go for a short break, having progressed the story not 1 nanometer.
We got from the coffee shop to the ship.
Listen.
We've also decided
Solid
that
2 hours
Britney
of work,
Fleishmann
everyone. Well done.
Sus.
We will be back in 5 to 10, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. We'll see you very soon. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Avast, ahoy, and good day once again to ye, mateys. How are ye? It's lovely to see you again. It's just, don't stop. Brad
It's not
and Janet.
Thursday, Josh. The thirst needs to be turned down.
Yeah. Ahoy, mateys. I be Josh the Pirate, and we be the Teens in Space crew. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you for sticking around. Yes, we're back for some more Teens in Space!
Space!
The Hugh Laurie version. Do the Hugh Laurie version. So yeah,
Fine.
you guys get on your ship. ZuRon wakes up a bit the worse for wear. Skylar, did you hang out in the medical bay all evening?
Yes, I have stayed in there until he has woken up and made sure he was okay.
Did you sleep next to him?
Yes, on the back of a chair that's sort of pressed up against the wall so I can perch.
Yep, love it. When you wake up, Skylar, you find perched on the edge of the chair next to you a Hellodactyl.
Hellodactyl?
That sort
Funny.
of... It squawks at you and flutters its wings a little bit. For those who are not in the know, a Hellodactyl is think a pterodactyl, but made mostly of a magazine. And it is alive. It is an alive creature that they found in episode 1. And it is not the one that you captured in episode 1. It's a different edition.
You have a different face on your cover?
I don't know what noise these things would make, but it makes sense.
Oh, wait.
There be dactyl.
Oh, yeah.
And ZuRon, you sort of come to while he's having this sort of screeched conversation with this Hellodactyl. Yeah, it makes the noise of, like, flapping pages. Yes. One that your microphone is not picking up. But yeah, I know, I get it. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, that.
Be our head of security. I guess Spot would be our head of biological matters like this.
Yeah. You'd probably be the head of security.
Yeah, and this is a bit above my my pay grade, I think. And since Spot is
Better paid than us.
the ranking officer here,
Yeah.
he's just going to quietly calm you, use his little donut, just poke it with one claw. Just, Spot? Buddy? Mate? Friend? The Hellodactyl has either A, broken out of containment, B, reproduced, or C, we've had a containment breach and there is more than one of them on board this vessel. Because I'm being spooned. Papered. Paged. I have been paged.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Hey.
What?
I'm in the med bay with ZuRon and a Hellodactyl. Morning,
Hey, friendly
ZuRon.
Pyro.
Okay then. I'll be over. Could you? I can't remember. Oh, it's too early. I can't remember his name. The doctor. What's his face?
Yes.
Yeah.
Max.
Skylar is going to very much crow somewhat like a rooster, but a little bit more squawky to try and wake you up a bit more, Spot.
Oh, you meanie.
No. Don't do that. Don't.
Marx von Strundle.
Ah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
A woman's dactyl. It's your
No!
dactyl. A woman's dactyl.
No, Skylar, don't do that. It's too early in the morning. Could you calm the doctor? I'll be over, okay?
It's Marx von Strundel was the doctor.
Yes, that's the name.
Amazing.
Could
He's
you
a
get
Vetusian.
Dr. von Strundel? I'll be over.
Absolutely. Once again,
Page
sort of,
Dr. von Strundel.
yeah, sort of
Yes.
picks up the donut in his beak
Hello.
and gives it another tap. Just, Doc.
Yeah?
It's Skylar from Sunshine.
Yeah. What is it you want?
We may have a bit of a situation here. The Hellodactyl, there's something going on. There's one on the ship, and it doesn't seem to be the same one.
Nein, it cannot be. I am looking at the Hellodactyl that you brought us. You have a
Yeah,
second?
well- Yeah, it's giving me a bit of a cuddle.
I do not believe they are aggressive, so you're probably fine. Do you wish me to come and get it?
Thing is, we only got the one, so I'm not sure where this one came from.
Did you leave
Unless
the
that-
doors unlocked?
I don't know.
Was a vessel, when you are landed on the planet, did you leave the door open?
Did we?
I'd like to think that Sunshine likes to breathe and feel the breeze when
Well,
we're
that
on
would-
ship.
The entranceway is her mouth, so...
Yeah. She's
Well,
just like,
that would be up to Sunshine. So I'm thinking pretty much, yeah.
I didn't really
there's one
close
in-
all the hatches and ports, Flyboy. You know how I like a breeze on my innards.
Yeah, and we don't want you to suffocate. We like you to be breezy.
This is all very touching, but could you perhaps have this conversation in private?
ZuRon, here. Powerade, aspirin, bacon sandwich.
Can you open the hatch, please?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just sort of opens the lid and I think puts the three things in the hatch
Yeah,
and then sort of slightly shuts it again.
And a Tim Tam.
Yeah.
yeah. And
a
a
Tim
Tim
Tam.
Tam, just a single Tim Tam.
Blue
Yes.
Powerade and a Tim Tam.
Yep.
Adam Hill
I
swears by it.
think
Hi.
I think Spot comes by through the tubes at that moment. You just hear a boom,
Yep.
and she
Pneumatic
steps out of
tubes.
her.
Spot delivery system.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Meanwhile, Skylar is
and-
just lightly patting the Hellodactyl, like a
And it
cartoon
rustles
villain
its-
stroking a cat.
It rustles its pages.
It's very nice that you could join us, Spot. No, that was a joke. But no, he's just sort of lightly patting the Hellodactyl. He likes being patted, so he imagines that it would too.
Yeah, it's fine with it.
If you're going to yell at me, Spot, can you get it over with, please? My head hurts.
Oh no, I'm not gonna yell at you. It's just that if you throw up in there, you're cleaning it up.
Well, I didn't throw up now.
No, that's good. I'm just saying. I will not be cleaning it up. So no.
Okay.
Also, I
Astronauts
said
are
pat, and now
friends,
my
not
cat's in
food.
my lap.
Don't make any promises, Sweet Pea. You don't know what the Hellodactyls eat, or if they do. About 5 minutes later, Dr. Von Strundel arrives at the... I'm going to say the dorsal hatch is getting a lot of use recently. Comes in with a large... also that, yes. Oh, even more so that. For clarity, audience, not in its stomach. So what happened was they found this large, giant, manta ray sort of thing that had washed up on a beach on an alien planet. And it happened because it was trying to see the stars because it wanted to go and visit them. And these guys had crash landed on it. Their ship was destroyed, and the manta ray was dying. So what they did was they sort of cyborgized the manta ray a little bit so that it could take them into space. With its consent, because it was sentient. So yeah, they are sort of the passageways of the ship are kind of living corridors, like tubes. So more like sort of between giant blood vessels, but also sort of hollowed out ridgeways of bone and stuff. But also
Recommendation: don't think about it for too long because it's gross.
One way, but yes, she has a stomach. No, they are not in it.
Is it horrifying? Yes. Is it morally dubious? Absolutely.
Oh my, yes.
And with consent, it's fine.
Yeah, if it's
Consent is key.
Yeah, basically, HDR brain. That moment when the Borg invades the deep seas in space.
Yeah, Crispin Crunch is it's somewhere between it's Farscape, but bit more Borgy. Yeah,
Farscape, Borg plus the magic school bus, and I think we get there. Like it's
that.
like that's
Oh, yeah, it's like the cat bus from
Sprinkle of cat bus from
sprinkle of cat
Totoro.
bus, sprinkle of Mr. Ray from Finding Nemo, like just kind of combo platter of a few different things.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
The main thing, it's not an accidental war crime because Skylar wouldn't let ZuRon do it.
Because ZuRon wanted to lobotomize the ship.
Yes, very much.
By the way, Mandy, when she gets up, probably went outside to check that whether the Hirolka have like buggered off or whether they're just sort of
No, they're sort of drifting.
back.
They have in the night. There are now 3 of them.
Mandy, you shouldn't have told them about the birth
Excuse
of
me?
these.
Well, there's more of you. Where did the third one come from?
Greetings, friend Mandy. We are Hirolka.
I know.
We are Cloud Hunter. That's
I know.
like one of them says
Yeah.
greetings, friend Mandy. One of them says we are Hirolka. One of them says we are Cloud Hunter. And the combined meaning is there was so much matter. We felt the need and the ability. So we did.
Oh, you did like a my mum and my dad thing. Cool, gross, but cool.
It is not this element is not a child.
No.
This it is part of us. We are just bigger now. Is
Yeah.
fundamentally what they say. I just made things more complicated for myself.
No, I get that. But like in order to be part of you, you would have had to use some of you, right? So
No.
like,
And she looks at if no has come out, she looks at them like without eyebrows, squinty face is hard to do, friends.
Yeah.
But like squinty face, but no eyebrows.
Yeah. No. The parts were in your nature, as in, and they sort of the tentacles sort of gesture around. We constructed from scratch a
oh,
third.
not me, but the other way.
And she just like absorbs a bit of grass. Like
Huh. Right. I'm gonna go back inside because I should probably have some breakfast. I want coffee, but I should really probably not let.
she's like thinking about
You
Okay.
intend to poison yourself in the manner of ZuRon?
Oh, it's not bad for me. I can basically ingest anything organic. It's fine. I'm super lucky that way. It's really hard
yeah.
for me to run out of food.
They say, we desire this ability. How does one acquire it?
Don't really know. But please, like, just don't. Informians are nice. Yes, we're very good at cleaning stuff up, but please don't just make us cleaners. It's really rude and unfortunate because we have bigger.
like this is a rant she has been on before, and is like this is the
3 of them
equivalent of
now,
like
Bob.
feminist soapboxing. Like
Yeah, the 3 of them now bob in tandem. Mandy, you can tell which one's the new one.
Mm-hmm.
It has a different hue to it. The other 2 are sort of browny green with splotches of yellow, and it is very much sort of splotches.
Mm-hmm.
The new one is blue. Or bluer. It's got a bluey sheen to it. It's not immediately obvious, but it becomes obvious after like looking at them for just like even 5-10 seconds. You're like, that one, that's the new one.
1, 2. I'm gonna call you number 3. I know you're all the same thing, but it just helps my brain to give you numbers. It's not because of you. It's just the brain thing. goopy brain thing. I'm gonna go inside.
You
and check
go
on
and have
everyone
breakfast.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back.
And as you are going inside, the doctor and I
Probably
love
arrives
this,
around the same time.
the pillar of floof that is
Yeah.
Max von Strudel arrives on his sort of flying trolley, pushing a large metal cage that is also on a flying trolley. You don't know how he's controlling it, and he sort of drifts down into the ship. Guten Morgen, Fräulein!
What's with the? I'm gonna go find out what that's about.
And she like hurries off
How
inside.
interesting! Did you acquire a third of these as well?
They explained how that went. I'll explain it later. Why
Please
do you have
do.
a cage?
She hasn't been with everyone else yet.
Yeah, yeah. Your colleagues informed me there is another Hellodactyl aboard.
What?
And she's like now like scurrying faster. She's not going to catch up with him because he's on something motorized. But
Also, HDR Brain, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey,
Yay.
you wee scallywag. Yeah, you follow Marx von Strundel down. Yeah, absolutely. No, he is a good doctor, actually. He's a
We met him
scientist, not
last
a
week.
doctor. He's
He
not
looks
that
a bit
kind
like
of doctor.
Cousin It.
Yes,
a bit. A
bit.
pillar version.
yeah.
He's a bit it.
Yeah, that's very much what I was intending.
Yeah.
So yeah, the doctor comes in and says, "Ah, yeah, this is a different one. It has even got different markings."
Yeah.
Skylar, would you mind assisting me in getting it into the box? The only way you can tell where he's looking, other than the fact because he is a pillar of floof, is that he has these massive, thick, green-lensed goggles on his body. They do not have a strap; they're just there. Yeah, the top part of him bonks onto the cage, and a door clangs open.
So, yeah, Skylar will sort of train himself a little bit, move his arm feathers sort of back a
Yeah.
little bit, sort of as he does this, and he's going to sort of stroke the Hellodactyl again, sort of soothing it quietly, and then very gently, like wee baby, grab it around its papers, its
Sure.
pages, and move it into the cage.
Yep, love it. Brawn?
Brawn? Let me see. what
Unless
is
you want to
my
make an
brawn?
argument for something else.
No, I think brawn will work.
Gently.
That's a D4 for me for
Oh.
brawn. So let's see.
Hmm.
That's a 3.
It doesn't really want to move. It seems its claws are very strong, and it's on the back of a chair, and it looks like it means to stay there. It occurs to you that where it's from, chairs move.
Could move the chair, and he's gonna sort of try and lift. Well, hop off the chair himself,
Yeah.
and then
Eat
grab the chair and
into
sort of
the cage.
yeah, edge the top of the chair into the cage and sort
Sure.
of give it a bit of a shake.
Let's make this I don't know. I want to say brains.
No, well, he's got a 10 to brains, so we'll see how that works. That's an 8.
That's better. Yeah. Sure. You manage to very gently, like, use the chair as a sort of you put the front end of the chair into the cage, and it adjusts its footing so it's standing upright. And it's almost like one of the faces on the cover is actually what it's looking at you with. You stick the chair in, and it flutters its pages and begins to try and escape just as Marx von Strundel slams the door closed and says, "Good job, well done, Ensign. Yes, thank you. I will,
Sorry,
I
buddy.
think, place this in a second different cage was the first one. Hopefully, they bred while you had them aboard, or well, no, they couldn't have. It was just one of them. Maybe, perhaps
Well,
it was
it
had
could have
already
laid an egg.
conceived and then later. Yeah, perhaps. You Spot. You be the one to do this. You can make some medical observations about it if you want.
Oh, absolutely. Spot wants to know how the hell this thing got into her medical bay.
Did you seal the door?
Well, if she thinks that it's only the crew there, she wouldn't necessarily lock the door to the medical bay.
Yeah, no. Cool. Then make me a brains check to study this thing.
That's an 11.
An 11. Interesting. Yeah, this one is slightly smaller. It is clearly a different. Yeah, it is definitely a different edition. It is not just a copy paste. From your readings, it's hard to tell if this one is the offspring of the other, or something like that. It's hard to say. Yeah, basically. But yeah, it is definitely the same species. It definitely has the same planet of origin, but telling its age or anything like that is not possible with the information you possess.
Well, as far as I know, we only brought one with us, so I think we might need to go through the ship and like scurry through all places where like eggs, or I don't even know how these procreate. I've never seen them, but the Herolka said that the planet they came from was dangerous. So perhaps I don't really like to do this, but perhaps we should quarantine the ship for now.
Maybe we can get Sunshine to run a bit of a diagnostic to see if there's anything that has been brought onto the ship in the last little while that's not from us.
Internal sensors could be utilized.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may do that. So yeah, you'd probably have to do that from the bridge. But you can certainly go and do that. Again, it's probably a Spot thing or a ZuRon thing.
Yeah, it's not really me. She's suggesting it because she's like, I don't know how to do that. It's not my ship.
Yeah.
But like, that's my suggestion.
Because like, if it's... I know that you told me that it's not okay to eat things that are living while they're alive, but technically speaking, can get rid of stuff if I have to, but I don't really want to commit the bad things. That's not the whole jam.
Oh no, absolutely. Oh yes, absolutely.
And I'm not saying I can't clean up after other people.
Oh, you're more than a cleanup thing.
The tank sort of creaks open enough that ZuRon can speak out of it, but he's not visible. Poor boy's in state in his little footy pajamas, and he's like, Skylar,
Yeah?
can you wheel the tank to the engineering room? I can start the full system scan.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's going to sort of hold on to Tank, sort of vaguely flap and rocket boot, just lightly
Well,
to get there.
Not just the systems, but also the
Like, just as like you're getting away from it, she's like, no.
Doctor, if we are going to run a quarantine protocol here, since you're already here and it is already here, I don't know what you would advise, but if you should leave or if you should stay on.
If you are thinking that we should quarantine, I suggestion it is possibly already too late. Was the ship sealed overnight?
Nah.
Oh, we not sealed, but we usually
Sunshine says,
like.
I did have most of the hatches closed most of the time, but not 100% of the hatches closed all of the time.
Oh, but perhaps then, Doctor, you should go back to your laboratory. No, that's not correct. I don't know what word.
I will
haven't
return
had
to
coffee yet.
my lab, yeah. I will try and get
and
to the
see-
bottom of exactly what it is these things are and doing.
Yes, and we will lock down Sunshine and try to, if we find any more, so that they don't get out.
Yeah. It is probably for the best I am taking this one. Okay. He leaves. He says, also, would you mind sending me, Mandy, a small report on your friend, and how there is now 3 of it?
Yeah, I'll write it up once you started all the protocols and things, because those will take a little bit to run.
Thank you, my dear. And, yeah, he leaves. So, ZuRon, a brains check.
Okay, I think brain is my highest one. Hang on, let's pull it up. Fairly certain.
I think I think the way Sunshine reviews ZuRon sometimes, I think a parasite is an unfair word to use.
Hey. Okay, let's see how we go, my boy. He's not at his best. I got a not in the suit, so it's just a straight 5th weight.
Your brains
just
check
a
shouldn't
straight
be
fi-
affected by the suit.
No, but yeah, I know. I just wanted to see if I had any pluses or anything.
yeah.
But it's a straight 15.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. You begin a level 7 diagnostic on the ship itself. Your sensors are purely for the mechanical elements, and you do not determine. You cannot detect any damage to the mechanical components of Sunshine, nor do you in any of the mechanical, the places that are entirely mechanical or partially mechanical, do you detect any other Hellodactyls?
Would the mechanical check, because it is purely mechanics, be able to detect, how do I put this?
Life forms?
Well,
Precious little life.
well, maybe not even life forms, but like, for example, you know how when there's like, not necessarily the life forms themselves, but you know, like if there is more, say, organic life forms in the room will be warmer than if there are
Heat
fewer.
signatures!
Kind of thing. So not even heat signatures, just any unusual consumption of resources. So that extends from heat signatures to
Nice.
air, like I don't know, above average oxygen consumption in what should be an empty room.
Above baseline, yeah.
Interesting.
Above baseline.
Yeah.
That kind of
Yeah,
thing.
you can do that. I'll even let it be part of the same check because it's a very good thought. Given the size of a Hellodactyl, you would not presume it to have a particularly high like oxygen consumption or anything like that. Given the atmosphere of the planet that it was on, you can infer that it metabolizes oxygen, and yeah, that's what it breathes. Similar to, fortunately, all of you guys. So yeah, there does not appear it's given that Sunshine has been open to the outside air recently, there would not be a noteworthy drop in the last sort of 10-15 minutes of it in any of the spaces that you can monitor. However, there is quite a bit more heat there is a noteworthy concentration of heat in the engine bay. Underneath the improbability drive unit.
Spot.
Yes.
There isn't
I hear
a
you.
detection of overt organic life per se, but there is an unusual heat signature detected in the engine room under the probability drive. Yes.
Huh.
Maybe we should start there. If we're gonna look anywhere based off the checks, that would be the place to start. If we want to run anything long term and see if we've accidentally carried anything else with us, rather, I'm gonna need more time.
Yes. Absolutely. I have an idea. I just realized my brain was completely gone. Mandy, could you perhaps slip in under the drive and check it out?
Skylar's right there. And there is a panel that Skylar could remove to have a look. But Mandy is easily the most flexible of all of you. Or the least, because she actually has nothing to flex. But yeah, she's capable of getting into spaces.
The most malleable and
malleable. Yeah, let's put it that way. But yeah, Skylar and or Mandy can have a look. Skylar, you removing the panel, you find within in a nest of cabling a trio of eggs that look like they have been created of papier-mâché. But they are, like the pages of Hellos. They are in there, and there does not appear to have been any damage to the ship's systems. They really just moved some cables around, and there are a trio of eggs.
Is that me or is that Mandy?
That's Skylar. I feel like it's when ZuRon pointed it out, Skylar was in the room with him, he would have just gone and looked. So.
Oh, yeah. So he's going to very gently try and lift them out. He's very reverent about eggs, almost. Like, he is so gentle with these things. Very careful not to damage them as he pulls them out. And, he's still feeling a little bit bad about putting that poor Hellodactyl in the cage. He would not like to be in a cage.
No. Hey, Tony. You pull out one of these eggs. It is about the same size as a Chimhaven egg, maybe a little smaller than the one you were born out of. But it's quite warm.
It's I think it's been incubating in here. There's another 2. ZuRon, I know you're quite comfortable in there, but if you could get me something soft to put these on.
But how did they get there? That panel shouldn't have moved.
It was secured.
Yeah.
Determining how they got in.
Well,
that's her. Her sentiment is like, but that panel was there. Like, how do you get into the ship like that?
Well, they're made of paper. I'm sure they could squeeze.
Yeah, but they still have to get there and then form into eggs. And you don't just.
She looks at Skylar with that face of how birds work.
You don't just lay eggs wherever. You have to get in there to lay an egg. You can't just bloop them in there. You're not as flexible as me.
Yeah, I mean, well, but they're little walk creatures. Maybe they slid under. I don't know how it works. I mean, I know how. How eggs work, but
you can both make me brain checks. to see if this did they just bloop under the door makes any sense.
I just rolled a 10. Do they
Ooh.
explode in this game?
Yes, they do.
No. Yeah. Okay.
As I recall. Pretty
That's
sure.
a 13 then.
Yep.
I got
That's
an
a
8.
13.
13. And an 8?
Yeah.
A 13, Skylar, yeah. This was a sealed. Like, this is a hermetically sealed grate, like a door. Like, the door to the cabinet. Cabinet? Yeah, sure, why not? Bulkhead. Yeah, there was no, you can't slip a note under this. This is, and even if it was, they have legs. Like, they're not just a book.
Yeah.
They're not 1 page thick. They are quite, like, they have probably quite a narrow cross section. They could get through, like a grate, or like slats, like a Venetian blind, that sort of thing. They could probably get through that, like an air vent, but not through this.
I don't know how they got in there. Maybe something to do with the probability drive itself, or improbability drive itself. You know, it does wacky things sometimes.
Isla,
Yeah.
telling me that things that haven't been on this ship before now, we've now found an extra 1 and 3 eggs.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to keep these things on the ship? Because I feel like it might be bad for Sunshine and, I don't know, everybody else on this ship.
Well, I don't necessarily think we need to keep them on the ship, but I
We didn't invite them here.
We didn't invite. Well, we stole one of them from.
Yeah, one of them, not 5.
3 and 1.
Are you going to try and play the eggs are only half of it? Either we count them as a whole thing, or I get to eat them, and it's your choice.
Look, Mandy.
She's saying, like, by the way, I assume that I'm not in the room because we didn't all go down there. So I'm doing all
I
this
think
through
it's
comms.
yeah.
It's not
Mandy.
far. It's not a long range.
No, I know,
It's not,
but I
yeah.
haven't gone
Yeah.
down. Like, it just
Okay,
like for
sure.
clarity, we're
You're
going
in the
through
medical
comms.
bay. Okay.
Mandy's just yelling down the hall at Skylar.
What?
Mandy, they are babies. They're not even hatched yet. I don't even think that baby birds and things like us are aware until we hatch.
Great
Like,
bunch.
we're people,
Next.
I think. I don't know. I don't even know if they're fertile. I mean, they're warm. They're probably fertile. But who's to say they're gonna hatch? I think we need to do some more tests before we, arbitrarily kill them for no reason.
Mandy's
I
gonna look
can't
at
see
Spot.
you, but I know you're glaring at me right now.
Mandy's gonna look at Spot in a sort of like, are you joking that they are okay with there being a random thing that wasn't supposed to be on our ship right now?
Yeah, Spot
Spot,
is gonna punch.
You are the senior
Not gonna-
officer here.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
deferring. She's deferring. Regardless of whether or not she needs to, which she has been told she does not. You still have a bigger title. She's still deferring to you.
Yeah. Instead of yelling down the hall, for which Spot gives Mandy a look,
Yeah.
and she presses the communicator on her desk in the medic bay. I can words.
Yeah.
And just, Skylar, do you have some
What?
form of way of keeping those contained?
Well, considering I'm not sure how they got into where they were, I can't guarantee that.
Well, at least could you move them away from the drive, and perhaps
Andy?
up here?
Mandy,
Mm-hmm.
can I borrow one of your jars?
The ones that I live in, or the little ones that are for stuff that I definitely don't have too many of? Stop it! You're not my mum.
Just,
She likes being all the shapes. She has a bunch of random jars that just let her little pseudopod be a bunch of different shapes when she wants to.
Just one that I can fit the 3 eggs in.
Mm.
So long as it doesn't get all eggy on the inside. Fine.
I'll put down some paper towels.
She's like gonna go to her like quarters, and because it's glass, it's not organic, so she's not gonna like consume it. So
Yeah.
she comes back holding what is functionally like the size of a biscuit jar, like
Yeah.
with the proper little pop-off lid.
A really big
Yep.
mason jar.
No,
Yeah, and he's-
like in fact, I have an exact example of what I mean. Like this.
Oh, is it that IKEA thing? Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, great.
Good boy. Yes.
Like this?
That'll work. And he's going to place some paper towels in it.
I adore
Ah.
the 90s reference. Just so in keeping for
Me?
the show.
I love it. Yeah.
Like
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
Just place some paper towels in it. Very
That'll be
lovingly
about
put
big
the
enough
eggs in.
for 1 egg.
Oh. That'll fit 1.
Do we need ZuRon's voice echoes over the comms? Do we need more than one?
We are not killing them.
ZuRon, they're
about killing
unhatched
them.
babies. It wouldn't be fair to kill them just because they were laid in our ship. Not until, not until we know more, I think. But
Can I express an opinion about this being the being in which that they were laid?
yeah,
Yeah, you can.
of
Without
course you
my
can,
consent.
Sunshine.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I was thinking, Sunshine.
I wouldn't mind any eggs that aren't mine being not in me.
That sounds fair
I'm
and reasonable.
fine with them being alive and stuff, but just not in me.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Also, certainly not underneath my primary drive.
Do you think we could take them? How quarantined is this ship?
Maybe
Spot?
ask that nice doctor you had on board before. He seemed fun. Anyway,
Yeah, how quarantined is the ship?
is
Spot?
it a problem that the Herolka are hanging around outside on front of my nose?
Nah, they're all right. They're just chilling.
Well,
Maybe we should ask the Herolka. They're near that planet
yes.
all the time.
They said it was dangerous. Maybe this is part of why it was dangerous. And also, could you bring? I'm sorry, I'm talking like Mandy right now. That's not it. If you could perhaps bring one of the eggs up, so I could maybe start making a like I can scan them and then try to find similar life signatures on the ship.
All right, but I don't want you to hurt the egg.
Oh, I'm not gonna hurt it. Why would I hurt an egg? I'm not gonna eat it.
Okay.
I just
Cool.
need to scan it so I can see if I can find more on the ship.
I'll bring it up personally, and I'll call the doctor to get the other 2.
Guys, I don't think it's a good idea to release a random species, especially not eggs, onto a planet that they're not from. That's an introduced species. And from everything I've read from all of the Informian history on other planets, that's generally a terrible idea because they don't exist in the natural environment and then they cause other problems for other species on that
Mandy,
planet.
I'm not proposing you guys release them. I'm just saying keep them somewhere that ain't in me.
Yeah, we keep them contained elsewhere.
Maybe another cage.
I'm gonna page the doctor while you all just.
Yeah? Hello?
That was really fun. Ah! Is ZuRon's response because the doctor comes
Ah!
and becomes a lot louder than he's able.
Ah! It's a video call as well, so it's just like,
the camera was on and I didn't mean for it to be. I'm sorry, I wasn't ready.
Why are we shouting? Is it a problem? What is going on?
Doctor, we've stop laughing. we found more of the creatures, or rather, what appears to be their eggs on board.
Ah, how fascinating.
We may need you to come for another quarantine trip if it's not too much trouble.
Yeah.
Our ship has a preference to not be a hatchery in this instance.
I understand that compunction. I share it. Okay. I will not be coming myself. I am actually now in quarantine. And you see the picture on the screen slam the top of it down on a large button. And doors come down. It says, because that is worrying. I will be sending over a specialist team in specialist suits. I would request that none of you leave Sunshine until as soon as they have taken the articles. You leave with Sunshine, and perhaps go and accomplish the mission that you are intending to do. However, keep your eyes and ears and other orifices peeled.
That sounds like a good idea, Doctor. We will await the quarantine team's arrival.
Yeah. You'll know them by the yellow suits. Guten Abend. And he logs off.
Okay, and then over slightly less coherently, because that was ZuRon trying to hold it together and be coherent for someone. He's like, "You guys get that? You get that? Someone's coming. It's sorted." And then he clicks off comms.
Well,
Tyler, you carry the jar back to Spot.
Yes, very gentle.
Mandy, what do you do with the other two? ZuRon's gone back into his box.
I know. This is one of those wonderful moments of where, like, what does Kate want to do versus what is Mandy gonna do are two very different things. Also, I love that this basically became the fox and the goat and the bale of hay who can be with who at the same time, and you guys have ended up messing that up right royally because Mandy's got 2 eggs.
And isn't really capable of holding them.
Nope. Skylar will never
jars.
forgive you if you eat those.
The battle between.
Where did you leave them?
In the nest, I think. I don't think he took them out.
No, he hasn't taken them out yet.
In the most dangerous place for them to be.
Yeah, no. So she's definitely the problem is that she can't touch them or she's gonna eat them, and she knows that that's not something that she's.
You could probably scoop them into a jar.
It's more that I don't know that she's thinking about it like that. She's like, she knows she can't touch it. She's gonna get. Is there something like, both OM to use this sentence, a spanner or metal stick-like thing that she essentially she wants to poke them out from where they are so that they're on the floor and away from the nice warm nestiness.
There's a hydro spanner, sure.
Yeah, great. I want to do that, but I don't obviously if I'm doing that by holding a stick, I don't know how well I do that.
Probably not very.
No.
But you do have quite a high flight, I think. So make a flight.
Yeah,
check.
my D20 is in flight.
Yeah.
This could go incredibly well, or Skylar's going to be mad either way, and my entire thing's going to be, I didn't eat them!
Hey, in fairness to me, I didn't eat them.
That's
Good.
1!
Oh, good.
Oh no!
So
I tried, just for clarity, Terrace, I tried to do the right thing. The dice
I know.
no.
there is now, because I'm not going to kill a baby either, there is now a dent in the papier-mâché of one of the 2 eggs. You sort of push it out and it drops about... You try and do it as gently as possible and it drops about 6 inches onto the ground. And yeah, there is. It didn't break, but there is a... the bottom is now flat.
Yeah.
Mandy, is your comm still on?
Probably, yeah, because she'd be listening for you guys as opposed to
Was there an audible flop sound?
Probably.
Yeah. I don't
There's
know if
probably
it was
a good-
necessarily identifiable as what it was.
There'd be a nice
yes.
clankety thud of her getting the metal object, and then
You
a
hear
subtle
a
thud.
clank, thump, shit.
No,
but not that. Because I don't think she swears.
not really.
Yes, there's just a...
Poppy sticks.
Jolly hockey sticks. She is gonna try and do
Brother Pucker.
this, like, even knowing that that's what's happened to the first one, she still doesn't want the second one to be like, she has no alternative.
Yeah.
Really.
Gonna try again.
So, sure, let's find out how well this goes. Is this dice going to dice jail? Let's find out. That is a 17. That is a vastly superior roll
Yeah.
to the first one.
Like, having learned... Right, okay. So that's their resilience. When they fall out, then you can sort of catch them with the spanner and lower them gently to the ground.
Yeah, she's sort of like scoop. It's like a egg and spoon race type. Like,
Yeah.
Scoop it onto the spanner.
Yeah. Not a screwdriver. It's the spanner, and you've widened the head to it to the point where it's almost an egg and spoon race situation. Yeah, love it. Love it.
which, because she's an ooze, there's no bumping up and down, which is half the problem in an egg and spoon race. It's just like, and she sort of takes it and tries to find like the coldest part of the room or something. Like, if you've got something in that room that's going to be warm,
Sure.
you're going to want to keep the temperature in that room, not that the whole thing gets so hot that everything melts and is bad.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So she's finding the cold sink because she wants to basically make them as cold as possible, because in her head, cold is the opposite of incubation, is the opposite of immediate hatching of eggs.
Right, I'm with you. And will therefore probably kill them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she yeah.
So you leave them
but also
on the
her
heat
brain,
sink.
Her brain is going, I don't want them where they're warm. She hasn't thought about the fact that like that's gonna kill them. She's thought about the fact that like, I don't want them warm. Warm is bad.
Right. Yeah, on the far side of the room there is a heat sink. Basically a large radiator, but it's sort of almost the reverse of it. And fun fact, this is something that Kate can confirm. One of the hardest things to do in space travel is deal with heat, because space conducts, whilst cold, doesn't conduct heat very well at all. Heat buildup is actually a real problem in space.
A real problem.
To the point where,
hence why there will be a heat sink in this room, because if there's not a heat sink in this room is getting incredibly hot,
it's probably actually an environmental control system. It's probably an air conditioner. It's like,
in fact, she probably wouldn't look for a heat sink. She'd probably look for like an aircon that she could sit them.
Yeah,
in the flow of
heat sinks in the room wouldn't do you any starting good at all.
No.
It would be an aircon. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, she just wants to cool them down, because from a functional perspective, in my brain, Informians work like... Oh, this is such a sentence. Informians work like sea monkeys. That they undergo cryptobiosis, which is basically they're still alive, but they're frozen. That's how sea monkey eggs work.
Yeah.
Basically, for those... I made an entire video at one point that never hit the internet about how sea monkeys works. Because
Sea monkeys are fascinating.
they are
love
fascinating
those
from
things.
a science perspective.
Yeah.
So basically, so she's like, if I cool it down, its metabolism is going to slow down, which is good, because I don't want it to hatch right now, and so cool it down. That makes
That
sense.
is good to know for a potential plan that ZuRon has.
That I undergo cryptobiosis? Oh dear. I'm in
You
trouble.
know the side effect.
I believe so do wetters.
So do what?
Wetters.
Are they the crickets, the horrifying crickets that are
massive
like the
crickets
size of
in New Zealand.
of a small bird?
Yeah.
Um.
WETTA, I think.
Oh, wetas. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
I
I saw
don't
a
know.
video of one eating a carrot, and I never recovered.
Yeah. They're fairly big.
I
But they
know
can...
that tardigrades
60%
undergo
Yeah.
undergo anoxybiosis, which is cool.
No.
60% of their bodies can freeze
no.
completely.
The
and
reason
they
I say
can
and
unfreeze and fine.
oxybiosis is cool is that's why they can survive in space.
Yeah,
I
right.
didn't know I hated those things until I figured out they existed. Oh my
What?
god, they are
Tardigrades?
worse than
Wetters or
multiple
tardigrades?
Wetters.
Okay.
They are worse than
I say
multiple.
Fucking
tardigrades are
terrifying.
cool. How dare
Tardigrades
you?
are awesome. Yeah.
Tardigrades are amazing. Tardigrades can go to space.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
I looked at I just looked at a photo of these wetters and no.
And they're prehistoric as well. They were around with dinosaurs. Yeah.
I'm actually wrong. It's cryobiosis that I think it would be the logical thing that she would undergo, which is a form of cryptobiosis, which is basically where your system stops freezing, like it freezes, but you don't die. That takes place in reaction to decreased temperature. So if she gets too cold, she just sort of stops.
Okay, cool.
She shrinks down and stops.
Yeah, cool.
Sense.
Love it.
Is it news?
So yeah, you place the eggs next to the air conditioning and turn up the AC. While Skylar and Spot are checking out this egg.
Yep.
Yeah, you do that. You are going to do a scanner on it. Love it.
Yes. Yeah, so Spot is going to scan it so that she can run a bigger scan of the ship and identify if there are more of them.
Yes.
Spot's gonna find out what I did really fast. Whoops.
Yeah, make me a brains check. I was not intending for you guys to wrap your heads around this one this quickly.
You put a science person in the make thing cold.
No.
Or the scanning for it.
Yeah, just looking for it. My intention was to try and mislead you into the fact, oh no, there's only one more. It's just it just snuck aboard. Whatever.
Yes, Tony, there are tardigrades on the ISS.
Yeah.
They're very cool. They can undergo all five kinds of cryptobiosis. I know way too much about tardigrades as well. Let's not. Let's say that for I'll do a whole stream about it at some point.
Yeah. That's
right,
an 11.
how'd you do? An 11. Yeah. Spot, you use the bioscanners on board. You find some in cavities. Total there are 16 eggs on board.
Ah! Sorry.
2 near the air conditioning vents in the engine room. There is 6 in the room where you stored the original Hellodactyl. In the wall.
Yep.
In the wall?
Fleshy bits of.
Yep.
Oh no!
And then spread throughout the rest of the ship in 2s and 3s are the other 13. No, 11. Something like that. Yeah. The rest
How many
are
did you
just.
say there were? 16 altogether?
16 all up, so 11.
So 16, you said 6 in the room.
6
so
in one.
8 other ones
2.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
Or 7 if you include
Whatever
the one
I
that
said,
they've got.
there are 16 and there's a bunch around. Yeah. In about 4 different locations around the ship, there are clusters of eggs.
Okay. Is this shared with the
And
entirety of the
Skylar
crew?
can see this.
I'll go get them and bring them back to the lab. For now.
Someone on the walls! Skylar!
Skylar,
Yeah.
the very first one you go to, it's not a hatch. It's in sunshine.
Oh.
In the meat of sunshine.
So yeah, I think once he gets there, it's just sunshine.
Yeah, honey.
Spot. You got an egg in your not in your cavity, darling.
There is a pause. Like quite a, and I hate this word, but it's exactly the correct word for the quite a pregnant pause.
How
There is
dare
a deeply accurately pregnant pause before Sunshine goes, well, I wasn't planning on being mama just yet. Would you mind removing that? Ideally with some anesthetic.
Yeah, Spot. This is you, buddy. You're dealing with the biologics. I'm dealing with the mechanics. So
ZuRon clocks back in and is like, okay.
ZuRon's now in his suit, right?
Yeah. He's in his suit and sort of been sitting on his bunk with his hands on his knees and his head down, but he's been listening to the conversations that have been happening over comms. I'm just assuming we've been talking over comms and everyone is up to speed and knows what's happening. And he's like, okay, I have an idea. And Skylar, I already know you're not going to like it, but this is, I guess we've decided things as Spot's call. So, boss lady, here's what it is. I suggest we leave planet go into deep space and do a complete vent of all systems, turn off all life support, and have us all within our protective suits so we can survive it, and use that to get rid of any parasitic life forms within Sunshine.
But if it's in the walls of Sunshine, isn't Sunshine being alive gonna mean that they stay alive because she's alive?
Yeah,
Well-
nah, we're gonna need to take that out surgically, mate. I don't think that's gonna work if it's inside her body, like inside her meat.
Like, I don't mind it for the ones that are like not in her, but these ones are like in her. So, from what
It
you
might
said,
not be the worst way to make sure, or at least try and make sure there aren't any more where we can't see them.
Yeah.
Even though I don't love the idea of turning off my biologics, because that means I'd die.
But
Yeah,
we do
no,
have but we can. It's close to death, Sunshine. Remember, we spoke about this before. When we turn off your systems and use effectively cryo, it.
I know,
doesn't
I know.
Kill you.
But it's not you who's having to basically have their brain turned off.
If anyone has a
I
better.
have an idea. First of all, oh yeah, we should probably bring our friends in. The Hrolka, the Cloud Hunter. Yes.
Yeah, maybe ask them what they think.
Are we sure they want
Yeah,
to be around
and-
these things?
Harolka, the Harolka have had issues with this, and the Cloud Hunter. If you let Cloud Hunter in, Cloud Hunter comes in with the with the team. Cloud Hunter, the team are actually saying to the Harolka that maybe it should not, because it does. If this is a quarantine situation. Two different alien species from two different worlds, neither of which anybody really knows anything about, maybe not the safest place for it to be. But it is fairly insistent on assisting you.
Oh, yeah. We really need to find out how to deal with these, and also quarantine team.
Yes, ma'am!
Oh, please don't do that. The whole ship is infested.
I see. Well, we'll take the 3 you've got, and, do you think that's even a good idea? Should we just... What do you plan to do? Return them from where you got them?
That's one idea. Yes.
Be the most...
We need to let.
I hate to use the word, but humane.
Yeah. We should probably do that, and also you should tell the doctor that they can get in all kinds of strange places. I think as long as there's some form of porous stuff or anything where they can get a hold.
The doctor
will
has
get
been.
in.
The doctor is fully quarantined. He is sitting in a. He and his specimens are sealed within a vacuum chamber. So it's essentially, in the X-Men movies, it was the glass prison for Magneto. That,
Yeah.
but it's floating in a vacuum.
Oh.
So yeah, it's there ain't no getting out of that one. Though they didn't.
Oh,
They didn't.
we.
It's unlikely they will be able to get out of that one.
Yeah.
But the
let's
situation
hope
is
so, but-
being monitored.
Okay, good. Because the first 3 we found in under our improbability drive, which is hermetically sealed,
That is very worrying.
and we
Shall we
also
take
found.
them, or do you want to keep them?
I think it's best if we keep them here, and then we are going to leave the planet, and then we're going to work on a solution to get them out of our ship. Quite literally. We found some inside Sunshine's fleshy bit. Yeah, she's the crew can see like her spines are standing on edge. She is like, I don't like this at all.
Yeah. The Horolka drift in and say, "Friend Spot, what is the matter?" A second one goes, "Apparently there is some form of contagion." The third, and this is news to you, Spot, there is now three of them. The third one, a slightly blue-tinged one, says, "May we provide assistance?" The conjoined meaning, which I'm going to say you all have it programmed into your translators now. Yeah. It took some advanced programming, but the doctor pulled an all-nighter. Yeah, you can now just straight up understand them. The fourth meaning, and I would actually say ZuRon and Spot, being the two who could always pick it up, you can feel the vibration stronger than before.
Okay.
Whenever they speak, the humming has a pleasant tingle to it. And the conjoined meaning is, you are aware of what happened to the Horolka vessels that set down on that planet, yes?
Well,
ship killers. They called them ship killers. Starting to understand why.
We do not know what happened to them, says one. This, however, could be what it is, says another. And the third says, these things breed. And the conjoined meaning is, our ships exploded. Ruptured. We do not know why.
Well, as far as we can tell, that there are eggs inside the walls of Sunshine. I can imagine if they hatch and break out, that's what happened.
They're not birds, they're wasps.
Yes, it seems that way. Skylar, I know you don't like this idea, but if it comes down to it, I will save Sunshine.
Spot, you need to save Sunshine.
Okay.
So good. Are we back to my idea?
Almost. So, I do have about stocked in the medical bay here. There are let's just call it anti-parasitic medication and leave it at that.
Yeah.
The Horolka goes, these poisons here, these are exceptionally lethal. Perhaps you mean to force the eggs to ingest these, and then the overall meaning is, that could well work, but you must be careful. The ship is also alive, as I understand it.
Yes. Yes, Sunshine is alive, and there are several alternatives we could take, but what I'm thinking of is that we take on. Well, first of all, the crew needs to leave before they bring.
I'm getting my crew out of here, ma'am. I hope that works for you, Lieutenant. If you have anything further you need from us, tell us now.
They're talking to you, Spot.
Yeah, I know, and I don't like it. What you need to do is that once you get off this ship, burn everything you're wearing.
That is the intention,
everything.
Sir.
Yeah. Also, you're going to need either.
This crew, whenever we go out, we are then quarantined permanently for 2 weeks minimum.
Yes. But if this is a parasite, you know the protocols for parasites.
We do.
We now believe that instead of being a form of bird, these are a form of wasps that are burrowing. So you need to deal with that.
Very well. The containment measures should succeed. Will they leave?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, Skylar?
If I were to bring some of the eggs that aren't inside Sunshine's flesh to you, do you think you could run some tests to see what anti-parasitics you got that might be less harmful to Sunshine, more harmful to them, and as painless as possible to the little eggs?
Yes, absolutely. I could probably do that. Yes. First of all, we need to get this this ship off this planet. We do
Can
not
do,
want
boss.
them. And we also need to tell the doctor, and possibly the commander.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So here's my question, because time is running late, and
Yes.
I would like to sort of wrap this little bit of the narrative up, because we're not continuing on next week. However,
Yep.
yeah, obviously the story will continue. We just find a time in the future, because things are getting interesting now. But basically, I'm going to call this a combined skill challenge.
Okay.
Okay.
What do each of you do to... I think you all have a reasonably good idea of what needs to be done. What do each of you do to affect the removal of these things from Sunshine?
Skylar's going to try and baby Sunshine up into space.
Space! Yep. So you get her up into space. Do you have anything further you would like to do?
He's going to monitor the hull and everything, make sure that because of the little creatures inside her that she's not breaking down.
Sure.
And his main priority right now is protecting Sunshine and the crew. So if there is a hull, if it looks like there's going to be a hull breach, he's going to bring that bitch straight back down into the atmosphere.
Right. So that no one suffocates. Cool. Love it.
Yep.
I would think to counter that ZuRon would suggest, with Spot's permission, that all required have their containment suits on. So in case there's any emergency and we need to seal ourselves in and have however long that we can survive in those suits
Absolutely.
available.
The Heralka, query what it is that you are doing when one of you puts on your survival suit, and also I desperately want to know what Mandy's looks like.
I was going to say, I feel like what Mandy has is functionally a hamster ball.
Yeah.
But, like, she doesn't... So, like, she's got it with her, but she's not in it because what I was going to say is that, like, she is... If we are functionally pulling things out and nominally killing them, she's on cleanup duty because they have to be broken down and absorbed in a way, once they are gone, that means that there's no sign or possibility of them existing further. So she's on cleanup duty, but it means that she's not in a suit until she needs to be in a suit. Like,
Okay.
Can I also clarify the ones, because I was just hanging out with my 2 eggs on an air conditioning unit.
Yes.
Question.
And a cat on a hot tin roof. Yep.
Yeah, like a Kate on a hot tin roof. Very much burnt. So, my clarifying question is, based on, like, looking at them and or, like, having dented one, is there any way for her to tell whether they're dead? Like, if making them cold has actually done the thing? Yeah.
You'd have to take him to Spot and find out.
Cool.
Tyler's on the bridge
It's a
now.
really difficult thing to do. What she would probably do in that case is, like, right at the start before they sort of is I want to say, like, private
you could
message
ask
Spot.
Spot to come to you instead. Yeah.
Yeah, but basically do, like, a direct. Even though there's multiple channels, it's like so that way there's just a direct line of, like.
direct.
That
I've
said,
got the other 2 people who look at it.
hearing what Skylar's been saying, now you would probably get the impression that he's kind of on board with these things dying, so long as it's not done cruelly.
Yeah, but that's why what she's trying to find out is if they're dead by being cold, because if that's the case, you just yeet, like, you could yeet them into the cold dark depths of space and they're gonna die. So, like, she doesn't have to, you know, like, she's trying to ascertain whether,
I mean,
freezing
there's a
it to
difference
death.
between putting it on something that drops its temperature to like 5-6 degrees to putting it in the cold depths of space. But yes,
but essentially, is she doing to the eggs what
she means to do
Slow,
to the eggs.
what slow boiling a frog does to a frog because they just don't get out of the water and then they die.
No.
So
Tony, yeah, go for it. How body horror is it? Yeah.
No.
God.
Hey, Froggy.
Yeah.
Froggies. No, so Spot's idea is basically what Kate suggested.
The idea of having
But so what Spot's suggestion is to basically, as we get out of the atmosphere, well, the atmosphere of the planet, is to give Sunshine some form of sedative or tranquilizer or something, and then give local anesthesia to the spots where they are. Basically, cut them out, throw them to Mandy, and then move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down with that, but I'd also like to know if I'm functionally committing a war crime while that's going on, because
What, as in killing the babies?
Hey,
no,
war
as in
crime buddy.
consuming the live babies while like in egg.
Yeah.
Just feels like that's the war
Yeah, no,
crime.
If,
I
if
think,
Mandy doesn't really want to eat them, I don't think Mandy has to eat them.
It's more
No.
if they're functionally eggs like one might have for breakfast because they're dead already. That's one thing. It's
No,
there's
these
a
are
difference
alive.
between eating.
They were planted in the
And
thing for a reason.
That's part of why my question.
Yeah.
I want to circle back to the. Oh
Okay,
God!
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Corporate. Sorry. I want to circle back. To the question about.
Did putting them on the
absolutely.
chiller
If
kill them? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Spot to have a look quickly. Spot, you can determine without any difficulty that these are not dead. They are, however, not growing. Leaving them like this for a while would probably kill them. But there is
Okay.
still a, for the lack of a better term, fetal heartbeat.
Yeah.
How far
then-
along are the eggs? Just out of curiosity.
Spot, you
Let's
can tell.
think about the framing that we use with this particular language as well,
Yeah.
just because we don't know
Yeah,
what
Yeah.
people in
we don't want
chat.
to end
You-
this
you would
framing
guess-
on
Yeah.
that side of
You
the
would guess
internet.
from the size of the what's inside, as in magazine that's inside. Let us not forget that these are birds
yeah.
that look
Yeah.
vaguely like magazines, or
Yes,
magazines
they're
that look
not
vaguely like
sentient.
birds. They're definitely not
Yeah.
sentient, and they have killed many Harolka in the past with their unusual breeding habits. They are probably about 6 hours away from hatching. Well, time frame is hard to guess, but they are about half size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Half the size of an adult.
That thing was
Okay.
sleeping next to Skylar.
Yeah.
We might need to do a full scan of our boy.
Might. Will. That's right.
100%.
Definitely
what
will.
Mandy's gonna like turn to. In fact, Mandy's gonna ask the Harolka because I think that's actually the people that she would ask. If I, you know how I showed you that I can loop away the grass? How bad is it if I loop away the eggs? She's like, you can see she's just like morally confused about like what.
The Harolka would say, we have suspicions regarding this species. This species appears to be hostile to both you and us. Your confusion is admirable but not logical. And then the overarching meaning is, we would destroy them out of hand. Do you wish to return them from whence they came? Or are you going to destroy them? In which case, how you destroy them doesn't seem to matter. And
Yeah.
one
So
of
she's-
them
yeah.
puts a tentacle on your metal bandana.
Okay.
It understands your It understands
Moral
your
quandary.
quandary, but it doesn't feel the same way.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh, sorry.
ZuRon comes in over comms and he's like, alright, well, nobody wants to turn off life support completely, but can we at least turn down temperatures to try and slow the hatching of these things?
I think that's a good idea based on
Yes.
Skylar. I maybe put them on top of the air conditioner before, and that seems to have slowed them down a bit.
It may,
Oh, yeah.
it may at the very least buy Spot some more time with
Yeah.
her surgery. And Skylar, you're not gonna like this, but Sunshine did agree, so you can yell at me later. There is a mechanism that may allow us to speed up the removal of them embedded in the walls. Essentially, it's compartmentalizing sections of Sunshine's body.
Well, ZuRon, so long as Sunshine agreed to it, it's not my place to say either way because she's in charge of her own body.
I appreciate your concern, Skylar, but yeah, I'm up for this. I want these things out of me.
Yep.
And when
Again-
we're all done with this, I want you to get a good old scan too.
Understood. That thing was sidling up next to me.
You don't
I'm
want
probably
this.
full of eggs too, and I don't want to lay
No.
eggs.
Alright, Sunshine,
So-
remember, like last time, it's gonna be a little uncomfortable. It's gonna feel strange, but it'll help with
So,
the surgery.
I'm here with you, love.
brains check from Spot and ZuRon. Mandy, what is your action to assist with this process?
Ooh, I did a 19!
She's gonna grab like the equivalent of a hammer, and as they are passed to her from Spot,
Yeah.
she's not willing to just consume them.
Yeah.
She's gonna smash them and then consume them. So she knows it's like
Ed.
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
She's not willing to like.
Query, Spot, have you injected them with any sleepy, nighty, snoozy juice?
No, she's basically giving Sunshine a
She's
but,
anesthetizing
sorry,
Sunshine, not euthanizing.
yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
explain what ZuRon was talking about, because anesthetic takes a while to
Yeah.
kick in.
Yeah.
So the process that he did with Sunshine essentially bypasses the need to use anesthesia because he's
Okay.
compartmentalizing sections of her body by basically shutting down her ability to feel pain
Yeah.
in those sections. But he's
Yeah.
tracing the path that Spot is on, so she can just do the surgery rather than having to inject
Love it.
and wait.
Cool.
Okay.
Then surgery.
Yep.
So
And
ZuRon does an excellent job of that. He is an excellent anesthesiologist.
Anesthetist.
Sure.
Or anesthesiologist.
Anesthesiologist. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah.
Anesthesiologist. Yeah.
Question: did I have a reroll from last time?
No, Mandy and Skylar.
Did we not
Okay.
all have? Oh yeah, I'm like I still have mine, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So if I burn the last 3 of my tokens and add the 3 from doing surgery, that's a 9.
A 9. Jolly good. Cool. Noted. So yeah, Mandy is using a hammer.
Basically.
Yeah.
I
tell you
can't
what.
use the pseudopod because it's not going to smush.
If Mandy is there with
Absorb.
Spot, then Spot can Mandy can be helping Spot.
Yeah.
Therefore, a reroll Spot.
Okay. Absolutely. Okay, that's better. So if I still use the tokens and my +3, that is a 18.
An 18. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Skylar, do you have anything you would like to add? You may be muted.
Hmm?
Do you have anything you would like to
anything you wanna
add? Terrace?
I think that Skylar right now is just he's a little bit not upset, but he's just a little bit too nervous. He's very much just focused on monitoring Sunshine. He's not comfortable.
If
with
you're
what's going on, but he
monitoring
knows-
Sunshine, then I'll get a
Yep.
brains check from you as well.
I think that is a D10 for me. Then that's cocked. That is a 3. I've got a reroll.
Oof.
I'm using my reroll.
I would, yeah.
Yep. That is a 9.
There you go. That's better. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. A couple of times throughout the course of the process, Skylar is able to redirects the flow of. It's not so much the ZuRon is very fixated on assisting with the biomechanical elements. So Skylar has had to take over the sort of running of the mechanical elements of Sunshine, but does very well do so. Yeah, good job. Between the lot of you, you managed to collect within about half an hour the crushed and broken remains of 16 eggs, all of which Mandy consumes. I am not going to describe what the contents look like. Mandy just sort of does so.
Yep, and then poops out a bunch of fuel pellets and stores them in the appropriate bay because they are...
A second scan by Spot determines that Skylar does not have any egg parasites in him.
Yep.
Oh, good.
You could assume that the creature, the host, requires a certain amount of mass.
Yep.
Excellent.
Cool. You are now in space, presumably parasite-free, with Cloud Hunter on board. And I think we will leave it there.
Yay.
Yay!
Good job. That was, grosser than I intended that one to go. Okay.
Goodness.
Yeah, amazing. Guys, thank you so much for playing with me. I hope that was fun. If you wanted to tell the whole... Would that not include the babies? Look, I don't want robot magazine babies. Plus, they don't hatch into babies. They hatch fully grown. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for playing. That was really fun. I think now we're going to do what we like to do at the end of our streams and do some favorite moments. So guys, yes. Well, first of all, we need an exclamation mark roll space the number 5 in chat to determine who we're talking about first. So yeah, anybody is welcome to do so. Exclamation mark roll, as in ROLL, space the number 5, please.
Thanks, Lilith.
There we go.
Yeah.
Unable to make that request. No D. We don't need the D.
So yeah, just exclamation mark roll 5. You don't need the D for dice. Just get rid of that. And go again.
Dang it.
It's all good.
Do it
Just
again.
go again. Oh, good. Thank
There
you.
you go. Got a 2. That would be Malika. Favorite ZuRon moments.
Oh, I have mine. I wrote it down because it happened. I want to take this seat. Was the the moments of like,
I wish to
How do
cover
I
myself
phrase this
in
in
coffee.
right? It was the moments of like, I'm going to say the impressive thing, and I said it like that, and I loved it. I loved it so very much.
It was so good, yes.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh, so amazing. Yes. And just a split second decision that coffee is an inebriant.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thief.
Yeah. I was really impressed with Malika. Like, I know that Malika didn't have the best day, and you just turn it on. We went live, and I was really impressed by your professionalism. You brought it. And immediately we went into a scene with ZuRon.
Yeah.
And you didn't have a warm up. You just went in and there you were, and that's what you were doing, and boom.
Yeah.
So That's my favorite Malika moment. My favorite ZuRon moment. It had to be the consistent hungover acting. Was
Yeah.
Yes.
playing that really well. And neat idea at the end. But I've said like 3 things now. So yeah, I'll let other people.
I'm going to say just a little bit. Just can you open the jar, please? Because you were in the jar and you're just, can you open it, please?
He needed to be wheeled in his
Yes.
little jar to
What?
get to where he
I
needed
mean,
to go.
Spot
So-
made him perfectly capable of moving around.
Surviving.
ZuRon is an adorable little guy, and I love him so much.
He's the best. He's an idiot, but I love him.
We all need the little idiot in our brain to come out every so often, and
Yeah.
sometimes, sometimes you just need the little idiot in your brain to go on a really awkward date.
Yeah.
Sometimes, too.
Sometimes
Yeah.
that's what you need.
The tiny man in my head is getting very angry right now. No. Yes. ZuRon, favorite self.
Oh goodness. I'm trying to think what was the one. I do always like when I get to do like an actual like war crimes moment with ZuRon rather than just talking about it. So, but his suggestion was like pretty much like seal us into our life suits, like vent everything, like just to kill anything
On a
living
normal
that's on
ship,
the
would work to dream.
Yeah, but on Sunshine, you have the added thing of that, like you basically have to turn off and reboot her brain, which is very uncomfortable for
The
her.
Hirulka also do not have life suits.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hadn't said that yet because when that was first suggested, they were not on the ship yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So-
there would be a solution for it. I don't know if it's an actual thing yet, but I've read of basically it's essentially a body bag with a life support system attached. Basically just a sealable bag for injuries in space. I don't know if it's a thing that exists yet, but I've definitely read of it.
I'm sure that would be so comfortable for the claustrophobic Hirulka.
Oh, well, exactly.
I mean, if you're
Um,
claustrophobic, you're not going to space. Like, realistically, if you're claustrophobic, you're not
Well,
going to space.
yeah. Only the very young Hirulka go to space.
Yeah.
Because they're smaller.
Yeah, it's a big
Oh.
one. So. Who's
Yeah.
it? Oh, and drunk ZuRon was a delight. Even though it took bad science to get there, but I do enjoy drunk ZuRon, and we may see him again. He may get access to coffee again. Even though all of these guys
the
are
need to
probably going
impress
to do
Britney
their
again.
damnedest for like the foreseeable future to like just make sure he is never in the vicinity of coffee. But he'll probably.
Skylar's
get
not
access.
opposed to you having coffee, but like he'd probably start you off with, a mostly milk frappe or
A
something.
flat white or something. You just don't go for a big espresso straight up.
Yeah, or even
Like, I've
just,
never
like, a
drunk
little
anything
shot.
before. I'm going to slam 4 whiskeys.
Mocha.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It's the
Yeah.
introduction.
Oh, yeah.
Introduction. Big
Yeah,
ice
right.
mocha, lots of milk.
Yeah.
Great.
Well,
Alrighty.
my introduction was Irish coffee, so
Yeah, that'll do it.
Mine was raspberry vodka.
Oh
to
my.
coffee?
Wine.
No, to alcohol.
Oh,
I was Lambrusco. Lambrusco Bianco. Next up, we have, we're talking about Skylar. We're talking about Terrace.
ooh.
I have a few. I think the decision to stay with ZuRon was really sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah. I do think it's very cute how Skylar and ZuRon are low-key besties, even though it makes zero sense. But
Yeah.
somehow.
He's Skylar's finally accepted him as part of the team, is what it
Yeah.
is. So he's just,
Hey.
yeah.
And it's kind of mutual as well, because ZuRon's like, hey, I know you're not going to like this, but Sunshine consented.
I checked first.
Yeah, I
so-
did ask.
I did the thing.
You're
I
both
did
teaching
the
each other to be
stupid
better
thing.
people.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good boy.
Yeah, I really like, and it's like a really small thing, was the realization that Skylar went, oh, I woke up next to that thing.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that could be really bad for me. Like, because that could have never been said and like not have been a thing.
Mm.
But in fact, it was made a thing, increased the stakes by just the right amount
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
that moment. It was really nice.
Thanks.
Oh, I did like it was one line there. They're not birds, they're wasps.
Wasps! Yeah. And the disgust in the voice of like, oh, I care not at all now. I also really liked
Damn it.
the decision to, oh, these are eggs? I care. Because Skylar could just as easily have gone, these aren't Jamaven eggs, I don't give a shit. But that was an interesting choice that, again, as you say, Kate, raised the stakes. That added an extra level of complexity to a situation that was already plenty complex enough. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah.
I really like continuing on that note because thief, that was mine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
When just like how protective Skylar is of Sunshine overall. It's like it's almost like okay, Sunshine is my baby. The rest of you, well, I like you, but my baby.
But this is the one that I press the button and it goes fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when
Eric,
it
favorite
comes,
self?
when it,
I'm going to go with a more comedic moment, and it was just after the rocket boot thing where ZuRon went flying just as
Rocket
he's
boots
called out
off.
after him. Yeah, rocket boots disengage.
No, yeah. I mean, that
Yeah,
whole thing, that whole bit was, entirely you and excellent.
that was beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. Cool, excellent. Can we have a D3 in chat, please? Oh, dear. Josh, very healthy. Much wow.
Cat licking my elbow.
As it like Froggy, if you're there, roll.
Yeah,
if you could do
Froggy, go for
exclamation
it.
mark run, roll 3,
Space
that'd be
for
great.
Number 3.
Roll space 3. If you're not there, that's also fine. Just wanted to give you that option. Otherwise, literally anyone can do it.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
totally
we
fine
will.
with whatever. Or I'll just do it.
Thanks. I'll roll 2.
There we go. A 1.
No, that's
Oh,
fine.
okay. Well, that's a 1. That's Mandy.
It's
Now
me
we're talking
anyway.
about Kate.
It's me anyway. It's fine. Froggy's gonna be glad about this because I hate compliments, and Froggy knows this.
And then
so it's
and then
fine.
it's Ardana. So
And
then
then
I'll go
Ardana.
last.
Great. Josh is last.
Okay, so Mandy, I do love kind of the depth that has been added to Mandy the more that we spend time with her, because like initially she was just kind of this bouncy little ball of sunshine, but the more time she spends with people, especially the more she's speaking with, like, the Harolka was very cute. It was almost like a cousin kinship relationship that she developed with them. But you see her opening up more about her frustrations and people's assumption about her based on what her species is and what she does. So she's like, just because, you know, I can consume anything and produce fuel does not mean that I'm like a garbage disposal and should be treated like garbage. And then also her frustration
Proceeds to be treated like a garbage disposal unit.
Proceeds to do that to herself as well.
She
Not
does.
everybody,
She does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that battle though between like people pleasing, and it's almost like there was no let me find, there was a really good line where she was talking about ZuRon and saying how he really, like, he has a hard time standing up to social pressure.
Yeah.
But it's almost like that might have been a trait that Mandy has about herself.
Oh, she 100% has.
She's able to see it in others, and then kind of be like, well, that's him though, but I'm fine. I'm perfectly happy
fine.
just getting along with everybody, and I don't have any problem
I didn't eat that plant that started this entire situation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Spot encouraged me. ZuRon encouraged me to eat that plant. It was fine. It was not my fault. I bound to
But
peer
yeah,
pressure.
this is a very long and roundabout way of me getting to say that I really enjoy like Kate's performance of Mandy and how she's slowly began to like add more layers of like this. Personally, maybe like a little bit stressed and feeling like a little bit like she's treated like a doormat by other people, but still feeling the need to keep up this appearance that she's just like this happy ball of sunshine that doesn't really have any problems, and it's a really beautiful performance. I like it.
Thanks. It's almost like playing just permanently happy is really hard for more than one episode.
Need to give it depth is
It was
important.
purposeful.
Well, they're like, oh god, I can't just smile the whole time. It's gonna hurt my face.
But it also means
really...
it also means that the stories, even the dark ones, need light as well, and without it, it doesn't. It's just all one note. Like that's
Without
why
it, everything is plague dogs.
Yeah, it's why I'm so happy with the way Humblewood Midnight and Madness goes, because it's ridiculous laughter one moment, and then holy shit, we're in Barovia the next. And yeah, you need that for good story. Yeah. Anyway, that's not going to be my favorite moment, so carry on, Ardana. I don't want to.
Yeah, my favorite moment was Mandy trying to turn into a Horalka.
Yes.
Oh, thief!
My brain went, what is the weirdest, wackiest shape she could turn into right now?
Yeah, now we know what the shape of the episode was. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
I think I'm going to have to say there was this little bit where we're looking for where I've asked you for a jar, and you're there, and you're that the ones I live in, or the ones that I blah 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 blah. And I don't have too many. And I had to mute to cackle. I had to mute to cackle. And
nobody has only one excellent small container. No one.
Yeah.
I have too many jars.
I have so many jars. But yeah, no, it was like being called out and you didn't even realize it, actually.
Yeah, pulled yourself out.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I can reach over there and there's like test tubes somewhere. And like, I'm a mug person. There's just mugs. They're all up there.
Oh yeah, so many mugs.
So, yeah.
I really liked that whole conversation with the Horalka, the way that you explained. It was some really good, like, I enjoyed it for the conversation with the Horalka, but my particular favorite was how you sort of the explanation of a society to a species that simply do not get it the way, like, their society straight up just doesn't work like that. And yeah, it's you managed to put it in. You did a really good job of putting into words sort of pseudo-capitalist space society that you exist in. And that they don't. And you asked the right questions and gave me the right opportunities to slip in little bits about their society and their species. So it made you a really, really cool scene partner to have, that I could give this little bits of world building while you were also doing little bits of world building. And yeah, some very, very cool stuff. Really enjoyed that scene with you. I got to do quite a lot of one-on-one today, and it was nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal my. I actually really enjoyed playing. Oh God, it's a moral quandary. Like, I like everybody, and we just rock up on planets and are there because like we just do. That's like everyone likes us. We get along with everybody. Oh God, I'm about to commit a crime where I have to kill something. I don't kill things. How do I? What? What? No. That was fun because so often I think in TTRPGs we don't play the moral part. We play the
silly, or the
either we play the hyper silly or we play the they're gonna die now.
Yeah.
Like we don't ever really necessarily play the. But I have to, but I don't wanna.
Yeah.
Because it should. Because that's bad. Like I acknowledge that's bad.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun to find a way to question the morality of killing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent.
Trying to work out if chat's thrown anything in.
Yes, I thought I saw one from Froggy.
I did too.
The egg and spoon race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
carrying the eggs.
That was just like-
funny.
I was like, I don't know what ridiculous way can I justify a 17 on I've got a metal stick with an egg? Like that's not... No, Christian Crunch, this is not a murder hobo crew, but that's part of why like
No.
it's also hard because we need to justify doing the murdery thing.
Yeah.
But why? And
Yeah.
trying to
Cool.
do that.
We also I'm not gonna back down anybody for using it because it's not a well-known phrase, but we have settled on a new term for that for murder hobo on this channel. We
I
call them
remember that.
locusts. Yeah, I like that. It gives it it doesn't because hobo is not necessarily a particularly nice term. Even though it sums up the thing very well, but I think locust does it even better. And if you've had to deal with locusts before, you know exactly the vibe. They're not fun.
Or in this
to
case, maybe
DM
it's
for.
wasps. They lay their eggs.
Yes.
You know.
But
How to do this without
Very
pain was
alien.
also great from Skylar. Yeah, not just for
Yeah,
Sunshine.
exactly. I think
exactly.
we're all kind of playing that nicely, which is cool.
Yeah. Bunch of moral
So-
creatures and ZuRon.
The way Skylar thought of it was, and I didn't actually say it, though I was thinking of saying it, was at one point he was very, very close to saying, just don't forget they don't know they're pests.
Yeah.
yeah.
A
As
bad
far
guy's
as
not a
that-
bad guy unless they've been told they're a bad guy.
And failed to redress themselves, and they're not sentient. Yeah.
No
they're just-
evil person does anything evil. They do it for their own twisted reasons. That are reasons nonetheless.
Yes.
It's gross. I hate it.
Yeah. What's the? It's one of the razors. Never ascribed to malice. What could be explained away by ignorance.
And then there's
I
a
wanna say it's
follow up that says,
carbon
but
razor.
Explained by incompetence. Isn't that Hanlon's razor?
Yeah.
Hanlon's
Never
razor,
ascribed to malice. What is adequately explained to by incompetence.
Yeah.
there's an
But I
add-on
can
that I
figure-
can't remember who said it, that they said, but at a certain point, if incompetence and malice are indistinguishable,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harm is the
I
same.
paraphrase it with ignorance as well, with incompetence as well. Particularly as malice and incompetence can look the same sometimes.
Yeah.
I have a couple of people I've worked for. All right. Shall we talk? Shall we talk about Ardana then? Favorite Ardana moments. Favorite spot.
Disappointed aunt face.
Yes.
Disappointed
We didn't
aunt
get a
face.
Skylar. But then
Skylar behaved this
he didn't do
session.
anything wrong. Yeah, no.
This session.
ZuRon.
That still has a ring to it.
He doesn't like that.
Skylar!
Sorry, Siri.
Oh,
Don't like
she's
it when
so
I shout.
cute.
Doesn't like it when I shout, do you? No. Mandy.
But yes, the disappointed aunt face, that is me. It was epic. I was just, yes. And the way you faced it. The way you did the face, too.
Spot's absolute hatred of being like the designated authority figure, even if it's like the token authority and like everyone's just like, look, we just delegate to you when we're in public and other people are around. But true, at some point there's an even number of them and someone needs to be the tiebreaker. So that's
Crispy
always gonna
Crunch,
be
you will clean it up yourself. Yes, I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Like,
prank.
no falling to Mandy.
Gotta be prank. Gotta be
Yeah.
a silly prank.
Pranks.
Mm.
Pranks.
Love
Absolutely.
that. And for a little tiny second one, the face you pulled when the Haralka carried you back to your ship.
Yeah.
these
I
are-
was gonna say that entire like going back to the ship and you're just excited, being like, thanks, that was fun. It was the thanks that was fun for me, but the same thing of just be like, oh.
Yeah, lots of cutie.
Yes,
We love
I like
Spot.
I mean,
Spot.
it also proves why it was the right choice to make Spot the boss, because Spot
Yeah.
doesn't want to be the boss.
No.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
Always
like
give it to the
you
person
don't
who least
play
wants it.
you don't play drunk, you play trying to be sober. It's
Yeah.
the same thing. It's like you don't play the boss, you play oh god, how do I be the boss?
Yeah.
Ah, way better.
Yes,
Way better.
I'm still trying to. Well, Spot is still trying to wrap her brain around why they put the known trickster in charge of this crew. Technically,
Because that sort of forces her to be not a trickster.
Yeah.
I mean
She's
that's
also
true.
got a sense of responsibility.
That is
Um,
promotion to
Mhm.
encourage competence as
Yeah.
opposed to promotion.
I
expectation
mean,
thereof
and
not.
then. I mean, and then of course there was a prank, but la 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 la.
But only, yeah, because she is the known trickster. Yeah, exactly. You said a favorite self?
I have not. I think. I will have to say the no nonsense question to Skylar, like, or a statement actually, where she said like, if it comes down to
Yeah.
sunshine or the eggs, I will save sunshine.
Mm.
Tyler was not going to disagree
Yeah.
with her on that point. Yeah. No, that was really good.
Because Quillarians are like, we care for everyone. I want to save everyone. But if I have to make a choice between these two, I'm choosing sunshine.
Absolutely.
I also kind of love that you could have fixed ZuRon's hangover with a hug.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I-
Oh, I know you knew. Yeah, and you didn't. Yeah, absolutely.
He wanted him to suffer the consequences of his
Yeah.
actions.
Yep.
Yeah. The prank good, the googly eyes better.
Thanks.
Yes.
You can't do a prank like that and not just stick googly eyes on something.
Yeah.
That's what
No.
googly eyes are for.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, also-
googly eyes
Yeah.
are basically what Mandy's eyeballs are. So, like,
Yeah.
Well,
But like
also
to be
it's
a
a
fly on a wall in there when they find when the prank triggers for the like the first 50 times and they're like, what is going on?
that noise. What was that noise?
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. They're just
Yeah.
going to start like, yeah.
My brain
Um,
just did something very, very terrible. Where did you
So-
find those googly eyes? And are they googly eyes or are they paper mache eggs?
Oh no!
They're
No.
googly
They're much
eyes.
smaller. They're much smaller.
Yes.
They were probably stuck
You
on something
never hear
organic that she
from them
consumed,
again.
and she just went,
Yeah.
Oops.
"Here you go, presents."
Yeah. You never hear from Euripides
Wait, did you eat
nuts
my chia
again.
pet? Did you eat my chia pet?
Sir. Look at me not trying to get out of it. Favorite
I
DM
say,
moments.
Josh.
Hey!
Hey,
The
nice.
tentacle of the Heralka accosting ZuRon. Yeah, it has to be that.
They're Gestalt entities. The whole bits of them are just an actual entity in and of themselves. Yeah.
And
The entity was probably
overall,
trying to
the-
make friends.
Overall, the physical acting of all of you that were accosted by that thing.
I really liked the quick flip that you did, and with between the Harolka and Dr. What's his face,
Yeah.
Yes.
like because it was a turn on a dime flip, but also both of them felt like it was the correct shift. It was the correct energy for him to come in with, and I just enjoyed tailing him down the corridor, just being like on his little truck. I was like, coming. Got that.
I the doctor overall, and just the
Oh.
fact that he
Mm.
will slam his head into stuff to make it work.
He doesn't have an appendage. Yeah.
No, but like bonk.
He's like a hairy Diglett.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Yep. Yeah.
I'm half
Just
convinced he just doesn't have like any physiology that's like humanoid at all, like
No.
eyes or anything.
Straight
So
up just a pillar.
he just has the glasses to make people feel comfortable.
I love that idea.
Where it's like,
Yeah.
well, actually, he's just like his hair's.
They're actually on the back of his head, and he's just not paying attention at all.
And then,
Yeah. I've unfortunately already stated in canon that his species have live on dark planets and have extremely good eyesight.
no.
But yeah, otherwise, yes. Because I
It's
actually
like-
love that idea.
Like it's just a sentient pile of hair, but it pops a pair of sunnies on to make people feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about
Well,
Pokemon.
they're
It's more of a
kinda
Tangela. Just legs.
No.
Yeah.
I do like the professor. I'm trying to think. Well, I always love your acting as Sunshine. The fact that she was like very indignant about not wanting to be a mum like this was a pretty funny throwaway line. And now as well, like selfishly, now that Sunshine and ZuRon kind of have a rapport, that they've gone from her not letting him move through the ship freely to like actually like him being able to chat to her and being like, well, like just allow me to experiment a little, and I promise it won't kill you, and at most you will experience mild discomfort. And her being like suspiciously like, well, all right then, I guess. But I think it's
Really,
a funny
rather than
dynamic.
not, but yeah,
Yeah, funny dynamic that they have now.
I agree. Yeah. My favorite me moment, I wasn't planning for the birds to be the thing you did today. It was supposed to be a slow build. That you would just keep finding them. You would just keep finding them in places. But you latched onto that's not okay, real fast. And went actively looking for them. Like, yeah, they'd find it if they went looking for it. I'm not gonna Deus Ex Macha them away from you so that you can't find them until the point where I choose narratively. Because there's no good reason why you couldn't find them. It's space. You have space tech. So you a good enough scanning check, yeah, you find them. Fuck, there goes my long form, slow build, tribble-based narrative.
I'm sorry.
But as you have probably inferred, the Horalka ships fill up with loads and loads and loads and loads of birds that won't stop breeding, and then they burst.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to the Horalka. And their Cloud Hunter is grateful to know that's what happened to his folks. And doesn't want to think about the fact that the last moments would have been exceptionally claustrophobic. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if that's a favorite moment. I liked Britney.
Brittany's good. Brittany's great.
I enjoyed that being a scene partner with ZuRon. I enjoyed being a scene partner with Mandy. Those were the two sort of the big one-on-one interactions that I had, and both of them was really fun. I'm getting better at as Crispin Crunch puts it, the tripartite language. I also really enjoyed just having a new Horalka spawn as well. That was fun.
That was so fun.
It was like, wow, it's doing it as well. Is this good? Is this bad?
TBC.
But they only do it when there's plenty of material to do it.
Yeah.
They make new ones.
I do love the idea of the Horalka and Mandy's species potentially being like different evolutionary stems of the same root species, but that would be like millions, if not billions of years ago.
They're almost completely opposites. Yeah, it's not a relation at all. They're almost, but they are interesting in the similarities are completely, like, there are superficial similarities, but they are almost complete opposites in the way they manifest. Yeah.
It's
But,
almost
yeah.
perfectly mirrored.
Yeah. And not intentionally, I'll be honest. Yeah, sometimes I just do inadvertently good storytelling.
Yeah.
Funny that.
Sometimes I build a character that Josh is like, I'm going to do the opposite of that. I'm like, okay, good. Moral quandary me. Good times.
Wasn't planned, but yeah.
No,
all right.
no.
Cool. Alrighty, well, we should go away from here, guys, because, I've had some lovely favourite moments, as have we all, and we've been streaming for a very long time, so I should let these people go to sleep now. Guys, thank you so much for streaming with me. We need to drop a raid on somebody. Let's see who we've got.
I mean, Des and Raph are still live. They're still going.
Okay.
Which is amazing, because they're 4.5 hours in at this point. So I don't know how much longer they're going to be going for, but they are still going.
All right, well, we'll drop a raid on the Eldritch Scribe. Throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell Des and Raph where you came from. Who the heck have you guys been? We haven't done that bit yet. Guys, who the heck are you? Kate, who are you?
Hi, hello, I'm O'Sullivan Kate. I do random things on the internet on a semi-regular basis. The next one, I think, is on Saturday night for Radiant Shadows this week. I also play an adorably wholesome character over there, or you can find me playing a slightly more lawful, neutral character over on Dungeons and Doctorates, where we do science meets TTRPGs and academia, because apparently we're not nerd enough. We had to make it even more nerdy. In the meat space, you can catch me at PAX Oz this year, as well as in Melbourne at the same time, because I am doing the thing where I take the show that I wrote in about 3 days in December last year, then frantically did at Fringe World Perth, and so I'm taking it to Melbourne Fringe. If you do want to do it, there's all the information is over on my socials, or at least it will be very shortly once the venue sends me a bunch of stuff. But please come, because it's gonna be good. I hope. Apparently Josh saw it and thought it was all right, so there's that.
Take it or leave it. Yeah, no, it was amazing. It's a really good show. It's called All the Best Roles Are Written for Men.
Written for Men.
Which is statistically provably true.
I have
Malika.
the stats to prove it, and a graph.
So many
Hello.
graphs. Who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Malika. I sing, I burlesque, I act on occasion. All these fun things and more can be done when you leave the comfort of your own home. Who knew? I've been learning in real time how to play all of the RPGs on a stream, which is, I mean, sure, do it. Why not? I was going to say it's not the best idea, but you know what? I'm having a ball, so I can't really complain about it, can I? When doing show type things, I'll sneak some promo in if you're in the Perth area on Sunday, and you are over the age of 18. Sugar Blue Burlesque is putting on a show called Unleashed at the Rosemount Hotel, and I will be up on the stage making tuneful noises from my face hole. So come along if you wish to see such shenanigans. And I will move on to the next person.
Specifically your mouth, because there are holes.
I love the face hole. Tuneful noises from my face hole.
I was like, I'm imagining.
Anyone who's got clip functions right now, could someone clip that? Because that was glorious.
Yeah, because I imagined a harmonica held up to your nose.
Would that I only could develop that skill.
Time.
Listen, all I need is a harmonica, and then I will be saying, I'll start with a recorder. That feels less ambitious. And then
I don't know who the heck are you.
Ardana or Joe, I am the channel runner and GM over at the Lorite, and this week we're gonna have a little bit of a break from D&D or TTRPG shenanigans, but we're gonna be playing games instead, because all of us need a little bit of a break. And
Valid. Very valid.
a huge chunk of my players are on vacation.
No.
So,
That's okay.
yes.
And Terrace, who the heck are you?
Oh, yes. Hello, I am Soterish, your friendly neighborhood ferret. I tend to pop up on streams wherever D&D and other TTRPGs are played. And the only other thing I can say right now is soon mice.
Soon mice. And Mesdames et Messieurs, Dharma und Herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with me lovely wife, Karen, the mother of bunnies. You can also find me in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar, and his little dragon, Hrosh. This is Hrosh here. I am wearing my jacket today. Release the plague rats. Don't release the plague rats. It's never a good thing.
No.
And anything else that I'm doing at the moment? Yes, Thursday night we have more Humblewood of Monsters and Magic, the penultimate episode of that season, which is going to be really fun with Daria, Brendan, and Karen. And next Monday, the first episode of season 3 of Midnight and Madness, where we go back to Barovia and the gang are fighting the Lich Exthantar. And one of them just got yeeted to the plane of fire, which is not ideal for Helvig. I mean, if it was going to happen to anybody, Helvig is the one it needed to happen to. Like, just, he's the one who can survive that experience, but just getting fucky over there. That's all we're saying. Yes. We are proudly associated with Wooten Forge. Wooten Forge, the creators of WA's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, like this gorgeous dice keeper. You can fit 4 full sets of dice in it, or if you want to keep this bit free, you can put a little mini in it, and then the lid goes on top. Magnets, nicely strong magnets. This is Australian Jarrah. Australian and exotic hardwoods, usually reclaimed stuff. They make some incredibly beautiful things. I was down at Winterfest last weekend. They were there as well. They are now doing full art prints on the lids as well. So, like, pictures of dragons and stuff. Ooh. Or you can get it laser engraved with
Tell
shit.
me that. That's
I know,
dangerously
right?
money
It's
thinging
so
at this
pretty,
time
man.
of year.
So
What dangerous
fucking pretty.
money things.
Yeah.
People should absolutely support them.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
check it out, wootenforge.com/Corsairs Cove, and any purchases you make there, we get a cheeky little kickback, you bloody champion, so you can support an Australian small business and me. That'd be lovely. So, guys, we're going to go away from here now and raid the Eldritch Scribe, if they're still going, Kate.
They are still going. I am keeping an eye on it.
Splendid. Then
We're
we
going
will
to
drop that
these
raid,
guys.
guys. So, and throw and raid emote up in chat. Tell everybody where you came from. Show them the love like we always do. Smash that follow button for our stream team buddies, the Eldritch Scribe. And we will see you here, same bad time, same bad channel. Well, no, not the same bad time. We will be starting at 7 p.m. on Thursday evening. I may do a homebrew stream tomorrow evening. Maybe not. I'm not sure yet. I am feeling pretty burnt out, so probably not. Let's say not.
Have some rest, Josh. Have some rest.
Yeah,
this is
that's
your
my brain did
moral
yeah,
compass
nope.
brain human going.
Shut up and go away, Josh. Alrighty, say goodbye, everybody. Yes,
Bye,
Kate.
everybody.
Yes, Kate.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh boy.
Sexy Sweet Pea, you bloody champion. Thanks for the follow, you matey. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Whee!